It is a football Friday night. Welcome into high school football. Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. John Holder with you, our entire After the Game crew with you on this football Friday night, coming to you live from the Sound Solutions Media Center, Quintard Avenue at Anniston, on the campus of Parker Memorial Baptist Church on this football Friday night. We have got a lot of impactful games. Virtually every game on our scoreboard list tonight is an impactful game as far as who's going to the state playoffs, who's staying at home, who's going to be on the road in the first round, who's going to be going at home, and also, of course, teams wrapping up region championships. That was all tonight. Big games all across the region. And so we're going to jump to it right now as we go to our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard. Keep you up to date on all the final scores. We've got, I think, just about every one of them. We might be missing one. Number 2 Piedmont in Class 3A tonight. Homecoming at the Field of Champions. The Bulldogs remain undefeated, 8-0 as Piedmont beats the Weaver Bearcats tonight, 69-21, 17 straight times Piedmont has beaten Weaver. Piedmont does it tonight by 48 points at the Field of Champions. Huge win tonight for the White Plains Wildcats. We'll bring you highlights of this game out at Robertson Field at White Plains. White Plains picks up their first region win of the year as far as region play goes. They beat Etowah tonight 27-21. Etowah's first ever trip to White Plains in football. White Plains wins it 27-21 tonight in Class 4A Region 6. We will bring you highlights of that game tonight from out at White Plains. Victory Christian, playoff hope certainly still alive. Victory Christian beats Donahoe tonight over in Pell City, 28-7, the final in that one. Huge win for Hope Christian on the road tonight in Bessemer. They beat Bessemer Academy 39-8. You see the Rebels, they have won 8 AISA state titles, having a down year this year. Hope Christian evens their record at 4-4 as they win at Bessemer Academy tonight, 39-8 the final score. Another Calhoun County team playing in Jefferson County tonight, the Oxford Yellow Jackets taking on number 1 Clay Chalkville. Clay Chalkville wrapped up the Class 6A Region 6 championship tonight as they beat the Oxford Yellow Jackets by a score of 40-16. Oxford certainly still in the playoffs, but we will be looking for a big game with them coming up with Huffman on Thursday night, and then we may have a 3-way tie in that region for second place. Tonight, Oxford loses to number 1 Clay Chalkville on the road at Clay, 40-16. A wild game tonight over in Blount County. Another Calhoun County team traveling westward tonight. Walter Welborn goes in. They wrap up a playoff berth tonight with a win over Locust Fork, 54-48. A wild back and forth game at the Fork tonight. Welborn wins it 54-48. Anniston Bulldogs tonight. We will have highlights of this game coming. The number 4 ranked team in Class 4A, they are now 8-0. Our reigning Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week from 2 weeks ago. We'll show you their pep rally today. Anniston beats Aniana 43-6. Highlights of that game from Lott Mosby Memorial Stadium. Anniston wrapped up tonight the Class 4A Region 6 Championship. Congratulations to the Bulldogs. Glencoe tonight on the road to the Creek Bank at Ohatchee. They win over Ohatchee 70-16. We will have highlights of that game coming from the Creek Bank at Ohatchee. A huge game tonight. This is our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. Alexandria and Cherokee County. Alexandria goes to 7-1. They wrap up home field advantage in the 4A playoffs coming up in 3 weeks as Alexandria beats number 6 Cherokee County 36-28. A wild game that, believe it or not, was not decided until the last minute of the game. We'll have the complete highlights, all the post-game reaction from Lou Scales Stadium and Larry Ginn Field with Coach Michael Short and crew as Alexandria, big win tonight over Cherokee County, 36-28. Complete highlights coming in that game. We do have this final in Jacksonville Christian tonight. Another wild game that was back and forth. We'll bring you highlights. We got some great highlights of this game coming from Tommy Miller Field. JCA beat Cornerstone out of Rainsville tonight, 46-41. We will have the head coach of the Jacksonville Christian Thunder, Coach Tommy Miller, live in studio, and we also will have highlights of that game from JCA tonight. Top 10 matchup at Pleasant Valley. Number 6 Pleasant Valley, number 7 North Sand Mountain, who came in undefeated. Pleasant Valley fell behind 20-7 early in the second quarter, and then they scored 35 unanswered until a late score by North Sand Mountain. Huge win tonight for Jonathan Dix and Pleasant Valley as they wrap up at least home field advantage in the 2A playoffs. Maybe a three-way tie could be coming depending on what happens next week. North Sand Mountain plays Pisgah. There could be a three-way tie for first, with Pleasant Valley guaranteed for the second year in a row a home field game in the Class 2A playoffs. Pleasant Valley beating North Sand Mountain tonight, 42-27. We'll bring you highlights of that game from Pleasant Valley. Last night in Class 4A Region 3, Cleburne County gets a huge win over rival Munford at Munford, 27-7. We will bring you complete highlights and post-game reaction of that game from last night down at Munford Stadium. Lochapoka last night, the Indians beat Ranburn 41-13. Another Thursday night game. Fayetteville wrapping up third place in that very tough Class 1A region. Fayetteville beats Woodland last night down at Farm Links Field, 63-13, an impressive win by the Wolves. They're going to the playoffs in Class 1A. Tonight, Randolph County, the Tigers roll over the Childersburg Tigers in Wedowee, 42-6 the final. Another battle of Tigers tonight. Randolph County Tigers, Childersburg Tigers, Hanley Tigers, Talladega Tigers. Hanley tonight wins at home in Roanoke. They beat Talladega 55-6 to set up a region championship game next week with Booker T. Washington in Tuskegee. Central Clay County last week, they won their region, 5A Region 4. Tonight, the number 5 ranked Vols rolling at home over Beauregard on senior night, 46-21. Clay Central wins over Beauregard. Dadeville Tigers, B.B. Comer Tigers. What's up with all the Tigers fighting tonight? Dadeville beats B.B. Comer 26-0 tonight down at, appropriately, Tiger Stadium in Dadeville tonight as Dadeville gets the win. Tomorrow, South Carolina School for the Deaf and ASD. That's 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Back to tonight's games. A wild game. Number 7 St. Clair County. They needed to win tonight to set up a home field advantage runner-up showdown next week at home with the Jacksonville Golden Eagles, who had an open date tonight. Number 7 St. Clair County gets it done, but they had all kind of trouble doing it tonight. St. Clair County beats the Lincoln Golden Bears 42-35 tonight in Odenville. Pell City kicks the winning field goal on the last play of the game. 1 second to go. Pell City beats Pinson Valley tonight 24-21. The Oxford loss, a Mountain Brook win over Huffman. Folks, we're going to wind up, I'm telling you, with a three-way tie in Class 6A Region 6. Moody tonight, number 3 team in 5A. No problem with St. Clair County rival Springville. They beat the Tigers tonight 55-7. Huge win for Mark Sanders and the Asheville Bulldogs tonight. The only 2 football playing schools that wear green in District 6. The green tonight was all over the stadium at Hoax Bluff. Asheville gets the win. They go in and stun Hoax Bluff tonight, 24-21. Asheville's going to the playoffs in Class 4A as they beat Hoax Bluff tonight, 24-21. Raglan, the Purple Devils, they're going to the playoffs. They beat Galesville 41-20 tonight up in Cherokee County at Galesville. Sandrock and Cedar Bluff, this was the last score we were looking for, and we got it. A wild game, 108 points scored tonight up at Rusty Jakeaway Stadium. Sandrock tonight beating Cedar Bluff 68-40. And that might just put Sandrock in the Class 2A state playoffs. Huge win for them. Spring Garden tonight wins. They're going to the 1A playoffs. They win at Eider 28-14 tonight. Pisgah in a showdown with North Sand Mountain next week. There'll be a lot riding on that game. Folks at Pleasant Valley will be watching that game with a lot of interest. Number 5 Pisgah tonight wins at home as they beat the Gaston Bulldogs 48-6. We will have highlights of this game, Gadsden City and Southside. The Titans had never played at Barney Hood Stadium ever. They played there tonight. It was a packed house. We'll bring you highlights of that game. Gadsden City rolling over Southside 42-7 tonight. Gadsden City getting a big bit of revenge. Last year they were upset at Titan Stadium by Southside. They go to Barney Hood Stadium and return the favor tonight. No problem for Ali Smith and the Titans as they beat Southside 42-27. Highlights of that game on the way. Westbrook Christian, our reigning team of the week. They go to 7-1. Westbrook will show you some highlights from their pep rally today. Westbrook Christian at home tonight. They beat J.B. Pennington 27-0 the final. Last night, Coosa Christian, number 2 team in Class 2A, beating the West End Patriots 55-0. The head coach of the Conquerors, Coach Russ Probst, will join us live here on After the Game coming up later on tonight. And a wild game in Class 5A tonight at the Lions Den at Sardis. Fairview hanging on, the number 4 ranked team in the state in Class 5A. They're undefeated 8-0. Sardis came into this game 1-7, but Fairview barely hangs on to beat Sardis tonight by a score of 42-39. Big games around the state tonight. Number 2 Williamson, they beat number 1 Viger. This was the big game in 5A, maybe the biggest game in the state. This also was an overtime game as we understand it. Williamson tonight in Mobile at Ladd Stadium. They beat Viger, the number 1 team coming in, 22-14. Big win for the Williamson Lions tonight. Parker and Homewood, another bit of an upset. Homewood tonight goes into Birmingham. They beat the Parker Thundering Herd. That was a 10 versus 5 matchup. The number 5 Thundering Herd, they fall tonight to Homewood 35-28. In Class 6A action tonight, Pike Road, the number 8 team, on the road in Seal against number 7 Russell County. And Pike County goes in. They beat the Warriors tonight in Seal 49-6. The final score, Pike Road over Russell County. Central of Phoenix City and Opelika tonight, a top 10 matchup in Phoenix City. It was not close. Central of Phoenix City routing Opelika 42-6 tonight. A wild, crazy game, but Thompson has fallen again. The number 2 Warriors go into Hoover tonight. Number 8 Hoover stuns Thompson 33-30 the final. Hoover gets the win over Thompson. And finally tonight, another top 10 matchup in Class 7A at Duck Sanford Stadium in Auburn as Auburn beats Carver of Montgomery. The final score there was 41-7. That's our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard. We are going to come back. We've got all kind of folks, cheerleaders coming. We've got guests coming. We've got coaches coming. We've got highlights. We've got our East Alabama Top 10, awards, Team of the Week, and a whole lot more. We're just getting started on this Football Friday night after the game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
Back on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission on this football Friday night. Our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week was the game of the week, no doubt, tonight. Coach Michael Short just arrived here. We're going to have complete highlights, post-game interview. If you Alexandria fans want to see your entire football team, they're going to be in this post-game interview. It was a dandy tonight. Judd Edwards, great folks here in our community, for our community. InsureWhatCounts.com had a great conversation with their staff this week. They were very attentive, very prompt in answering, getting all the questions that I needed about an insurance need that I had. They did a great job. They'll do it for you. Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance, InsureWhatCounts.com. Call them in Heflin at 256-463-2260. Not only is Coach Michael Short here in the studio with us, Chad Barnett is here in the studio with us. He has been out all across East Alabama tonight. Chad, one of your stops tonight. White Plains and Etowah, and this goes back to demographics changing. Yeah. White Plains has not been a 4A for very long. No. So because of that, Etowah, even though they're in the same region, Etowah had never visited White Plains ever before in history.
White Plains was a 2A for the most part whenever I first started out here. So, Etowah's always been a bigger school. So interesting to see these two teams head up tonight.
Played last year at Jim Glover Field in Natala, but the first time Etowah had played at Robertson Field at White Plains. You were there. We got the highlights.
Two teams looking to finish the season on a high note, right? Because Etowah still looking for their first win of the season. White Plains looking to match their win total of the last years with 4. There were 2 wins on the season coming into tonight. Let's see if they can wrap up a 3rd win on the season. Let's go to Robertson Field and White Plains, see how this one played out. We run out with the Wildcats at home in their dark uniforms, and they're going to get started with some fireworks. Will Etowah. Last week, the only 7 points they put on the board was a kickoff return for a touchdown. Opening kick for the touchdown tonight, it's going to be Etowah running it all the way back for the score. 6-0 quick after the extra point was no good. So can White Plains respond? Kickoff deep this time. Bryson Cheatwood has to go back, scoop it up around the 5, and he's going to make something happen. Find the line, and he could be gone, but they're going to knock him out around the 40-yard line. But a great return to answer does Bryson Cheatwood. Then they're going to go to the offense. Crew Martin going to find Colby Jones. Nice little passing catch here. He's going to find enough effort for the first down to the 12-yard line, and they are in business. Crew Martin's going to take it from there. Quarterback going to keep it himself in there for the score. Touchdown, extra point would be good. So it's 7-6 White Plains at this point. But Etowah had a lot of success, and I mean a lot of success on the ground tonight. Kenneth Boley, this going to be a touchdown from about 45 yards out. That would be a quick answer. 2-point conversion good, so it's 14-7 Etowah. But White Plains again coming on back. Jaden Murray, this is a first down. White Plains had some success as well. Crew Martin was the man tonight on the ground as he fights his way for these final yards. Final play of the first quarter. He does get into the end zone. The touchdown T-shirts from RO Supply go into the stands. Then we go back to the field. Etowah driving down inside the red zone. The snap goes over the quarterback's head, and just a great job by Caden Foster here picking this recovery up. And this would be the time in which they, I guess, would make things right. They come back and win 27-21 for their 3rd win of the season.
You know, we're talking about Etowah and White Plains and how Etowah was a 5A probably and White Plains when they were even 1A, 2A.
Yeah, 1A, 2A.
It's one of those games, as we bring it back here, it's one of those games that Chad, for my age group, and I think most folks out there, you just couldn't imagine White Plains and Etowah even playing each other.
Could you imagine if they played back in '99? How that would have looked. you
Would
look
have
at
been like
Carnell, some
like
Freddie
tonight.
Kitchens. It would have been a little bit different. But things have changed. White Plains down some guys. They're kind of trying to patch together there to finish strong. But they played hard tonight. Close game, but I tell you, Etowah was really moving the football in the first half. Whatever they did in the second half, they sure did shore that up.
Interesting things going on in this region. Alexandria, Anniston, Cherokee County, you expect that. But Asheville tonight beating Hoax Bluff. White Plains beating Etowah. Maybe there's a changing of the guard here. Some of those traditional powers like Etowah and Hoax Bluff losing tonight to teams that seem like they're surging now in Etowah and White Plains and
I feel
Asheville.
like we've talked about Asheville a couple times this year. We were surprised, or I was surprised to notice this year I think they beat Etowah or Aniana back-to-back seasons.
Yes.
And that's just, again, historically speaking, you would not have expected that. So Asheville's making some turns too.
Absolutely. Great job tonight. We'll hear more from Chad. We got a lot more highlights coming our way. We want to introduce you right now to this week's Young Oil Grub Mart Muscle Team. And this muscle team, they did a great job last week. They had a Thursday night game on the road in Sylacauga against B.B. Comer down at Legion Stadium. We're going to show you these guys right now. This is the defensive line from Randolph County. Look at those guys. They've got some size. I saw a lot of these guys, offensive and defensive linemen, down at Media Day earlier this summer. This is Tristan Chappell, Kamani Barker, Bryson Holiday, and Brayden Terrell. This defensive line, B.B. Comer carried the ball 30 times, rushed the ball 30 times, and got a total of 17 yards in those 30 carries. And they only gave up 116 total yards. I think 52 of that came on one play on a pass. Great job by the Randolph County defensive line for Coach Pat Prestridge down there. We will have Young Oil Grub Mart Muscle Team T-shirts coming to Wedowee to the Randolph County defensive line. Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden. Later on tonight, we're going to have complete, and we do mean complete, in real-time, updated region standings and our region rundown. And that's brought to you by Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden. And Team 1 right now, let me tell you about those folks over there. They have got 1.9% financing. They have fantastic cars over there, the best Chevy products. They've got a wide selection of those. They also have a great service department that'll keep those Chevys running in good condition for you as you're going out tailgating and going to the games. U.S. Highway 431 right there in East Gadsden on East Meagan Boulevard. Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden bringing you our region rundowns coming throughout the night. Now it's time for our first extra point of the night. Randy Wood, state representative out of District 36. We bring you 4 of those extra points. Here's the first one. We're going to talk with Jacksonville Christian coach Tommy Miller about this. Jacksonville Christian will play 3 full football games in 11 days. The Thunder played a home game with Community Christian School of Tennessee at home last Friday night. They hosted Cornerstone Christian tonight, and they will play a postponed game at Tabernacle in Gardendale this Monday night. That's right, a couple of nights away on October 20th. JCA has an open date next Friday ahead of the Christian Football Association state semifinals on October 31st. We'll be back with more of After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission in just a moment.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team 1 Chevrolet. Team 1 Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team 1 Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. Life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch.
The perfect stop. These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware about to bring you some more highlights coming up. They are more than just your local hardware store. They are your hometown partner in getting things done. They've got blueprint takeoffs, job site delivery, custom paint matching, lock keying. They've got the tools and the know-how. If you need glass cutting, replacement windows, doors, even your propane fill, they've got it all. And of course, you can earn ACE rewards along the way. They've got a commercial and industrial sales team as well. Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware, locations to serve you not only in Oxford, but in Lincoln, Jacksonville, Talladega, and in Roanoke as well. And we're going to take you now to our Spirit Scholarship. Here's the way it works. Farmers and Merchants Bank giving away 2 $1,500 scholarships, 1 female student athlete, 1 male student athlete. This will be chosen from every school in Calhoun and Cherokee counties, 20 schools to choose from. We have had online voting going on for several weeks now. That's going to continue at midnight tonight on our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama. The voting for the schools this week will continue all the way through next Friday. That will be October 24th at 12 noon. So right now, we're going to meet the nominees from 3 different high schools. We're going to begin first with Hope Christian School this week. We've got Destiny Jordan, a 2.7 GPA, volleyball, softball, and track and field athlete for the Saints. The other female nominee from Hope Christian is Autumn Jade Montgomery, a 3.77 GPA, cross country, volleyball, basketball, and track and field for the Saints. The 2 male athletes from Hope Christian, Trey Davis, a 3.66 GPA, a basketball and track and field athlete, and also from Hope Christian on the male side of things is Terrence Young, a 3.78 GPA. He is a football and track and field star for Hope Christian. Next up, we're going to go with, this is, I believe, JCA, and so, or maybe this is Pleasant Valley. Maybe you can tell me which one this is. That's Taylor Cash, GPA, volleyball, cheer, softball, and track athlete. Also, we will go to the next one here. This is the next female athlete. That is Callie Sexton. I believe this is JCA. And that's a 4.0 GPA, volleyball, cheer, softball, and track. Now we take a look at the male athletes from JCA. Anthony Gooch, a 3.61 GPA, football, basketball, and track. And also from Jacksonville Christian Academy, there's the quarterback, the great quarterback. You'll see a lot of him tonight. Some highlights coming. Noah Lee, 4.0 GPA, football, basketball, and golf. Now we go to Pleasant Valley High School. The two female athlete nominees are Kaylee Almarode, a 4.18 GPA, a varsity volleyball and softball player. Also from Pleasant Valley, Ella Paris, a 4.40 GPA, a varsity volleyball and track and field athlete. The male athletes from Pleasant Valley, Isaiah Nevins, a 2.45 GPA, football and track and field. And also from Pleasant Valley, we have Braden Papa, great guy, 3.85 GPA, a football and track and field athlete. Again, that voting begins at 12 midnight tonight on our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama. We're going to take you now to our Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week. Going to take you down to Munford Stadium last night, halftime, and we're going to show you the Cleburne County High School Marching Tiger Band performing last night down at Munford. This is under the directorship of Doug Baker. Their theme this year is Latin Fire. 55 members. Last week they were in Piedmont at the Field of Champions, participating in the Chief Ladiga Marching Festival. Tomorrow they'll be in Scottsboro. Director Baker says they're growing. They've been really good this year. They've gotten all superior ratings at all the marching festivals they've been to. Put on a great show last night down at Munford. That is your Cleburne County Marching Tiger Band, your Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week. Put on a fantastic show down there at halftime. I got a chance to Chad Barnett as he joins me here to stand on the track and watch them perform there at halftime. And they put on a great show down there. And just a fantastic show down there with the Cleburne County High School Band, our Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week. And we come back here to High School Football Alabama's After the Game, presented by Calhoun County Commission. We got more highlights. We promised you more highlights. And we promised you at the beginning of the show that there would be teams that wrapped up region championships tonight. One of those that wrapped up a region championship, Chad, the Anniston Bulldogs. I think everybody kind of knew Anniston had this thing wrapped up, but they needed to make it official, as we've seen with a couple of games tonight. This is why you play the games. Tonight, Aniana Redskins came to town. In my mind, these are two blue bloods of high school football. But tonight, the bluest of the blood was the Anniston Bulldogs.
Second time for me at Anniston today. I was here for the pep rally today to give them the game or the Team of the Week trophy earlier today, but came back for this contest tonight. You know, Anniston is 7-0 this year. Third time since 2000 since they've been 7-0 on the season. Looking to make it 8-0, though, taking on an Aniana team who is riding a 3-game win streak of their own. How would this one take place? Let's go to the Oxford Lumber highlights and check it out. The historic Lott Mosby Memorial Stadium in Anniston. We arrive at halftime. 22-6 is the score. And we're going to start out with some Anniston defense because Aniana could not find any room to run in the second half. Not sure how they got the 6 in the first because the Bulldogs were flying around. Big stop there. This on third down. Look at the big chop by number 2. Beautiful play. Anniston going to take over on downs, actually after the punt. Big play here by Jabari Williams. Phenomenal play. You know what? Yeah, it was called back, but it was a perfect shot, and he came right to the camera, so I kept it in. It was called back for a penalty. Anniston would come back, and this would be a beautiful play by Q Cunningham, but he's going to cough it up at the 16-yard line, give the ball back to Aniana. That'd be a big stopper right there because they were coming in to take control as Aniana would take over from there. But more defense for the Bulldogs. Bam! Right there. Dogs all over the field tonight on D. Let's go back to the offense, and Damon Pope. This on a fourth down on the ensuing drive. He's going to take it himself, and in the fog of the night, he's going to peek through, get into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. That was not the best play on this drive or this night. No, this will be it. Damon Pope, 2-point conversion to Kamari Jones. Get some, son. One-handed, puts the foot down. Check out the replay. He is elevated, and he's able to get that foot down for the 2-point conversion. Just a beautiful play by Kamari Jones. And the Bulldogs are in control as we go to the fourth quarter. This is just unfair. Q Cunningham making up for the fumble. He's going to take this first play for the fourth quarter all the way to the house, another touchdown. Bulldogs in commanding lead now at this point. And this is the time we go to the fans in the RO Supply touchdown t-shirts. Got a little dancing in there. Excited about the shirt. Let's see it. There it is. RO Supply. Thank you, folks, for supporting after the game. Back on the ground for more Anniston This is going to be Isaac Mickle finding the end zone as well. This one just got out of hand. Anderson just controlled the contest in the second half. It was 22-6 at the break, ends up 43-6, and the Bulldogs, in emphatic fashion, complete the 8-0 and the region championship.
Yeah, that region's pretty much set. Anniston clinched the region title. Alexandria will be the 2, Cherokee County the 3, and hey, it looks like the Asheville Bulldogs will be the 4, and we'll talk a little more about Asheville a little bit later on. First, we need to tell you about Jacksonville State University. Jacksonville State is doing something coming up the week of Halloween that's going to be a little bit different. They've got something called a spooky walking tour that's going to happen at Jacksonville State Monday through Thursday, October 27th through the 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. You meet at the Theron Montgomery building, and they're going to take you on a tour around campus from 6 to 8 on all 4 of those nights. That's going to show off the campus, and it's going to show off some of the new buildings up there, but also you're going to hear eerie tales and legends about Jack State's history. You're even invited to wear your favorite costume, and they'll give you a bag of candy to enjoy along the way. Those spooky tours at Jacksonville State, again, 6 to 8 p.m., October 27th through the 30th at the Theron Montgomery building. Go to the 3rd floor in the Office of Campus Visits. We are going to be joined next live in studio by the legendary head coach of the Coosa Christian Conquerors. Coach Russ Probst is next on After the Game.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in a Ted's today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
All right, Red Threads powered by O-Brand. Go to the square in Jacksonville. They have the best selection of Jacksonville State merchandise that you will find anywhere. Also high school merchandise as well. Great folks with Red Threads powered by O-Brand on the square in Jacksonville. The next time you're headed to a Jack State football game, you head in there and see the fine folks at Red Threads bringing you our Stay Put preview box, which is always interesting here on Football Friday nights. Welcome back into After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. You know, we were talking about the resurgent Asheville Bulldogs not too many years ago. Asheville had a great football team as well back in the early 90s, a great team or two back then. And the guy that coached that Asheville team is still coaching, and he's got another great team over at Coosa Christian. Now we're talking about legendary head coach Russ Probst, head coach of the Coosa Christian Conquerors. Join us live right here on After the Game. Coach, welcome in. You played last night, 55-0 over West End, another region championship. You're accustomed to those through the years. Coach, first tell us about the game last night with West End over at your place.
Well, they were outmanned. Obviously, they're struggling, but our region is, you can't tell from year to year, but obviously we started really fast and spread the ball out, and we threw it pretty well and jumped on it really quick and played pretty good. We got to cut our penalties down and things. Anytime you go back and look at a film, even in a 55-0 game like today, and the one thing I've learned about coaching small ball is that it takes a lot longer to watch film because we're about an hour for defense, then they got to turn around and watch it on offense. So you're there a lot. But anyway, you go back and look at the tape and you say, man, we made a million mistakes. We had 2 touchdown passes last night and everybody looks good, but you go back and look at it, quarterback made the wrong read on both of them. And so anyway, but a win's a win and we'll move forward.
Coach, everywhere you've been a success. You've been at small schools like Coosa and like Asheville.
Yep.
You've been at the big schools like Hoover and Valdosta and Colquitt County. You've kind of been in the middle there, places like Eufaula and schools like that. Your perspective on that and maybe the differences, having seen it all. Small private schools, large public schools, schools in the middle. Kind of sort that out for us because you've literally seen it all.
Well, he and I started together at Heflin. Me and Coach Short did back in 1981. I did my practice teaching at Alexandria in 80 and then played at Ohatchee. So I think coaching's coaching. I really do. I think that the one thing I've learned this year that I had forgotten is how much as a head coach you have to do because you don't have the support staff. This first time in 25 years, I hadn't had a director of football ops and an athletic trainer and 12-man staff and 6-man junior high staff and a nutritionist. I had a nutritionist at the end of Hoover and the whole time I was in Georgia. So that's the difference I've seen is everything falls to your desk now. I mean everything, literally everything. And so, but as far as the X and O's, I think it's the same. I mean, coaching's coaching, period. And that doesn't change. I think when you're a small ball and you take the two-way player, where I've had to adjust early in the year, is I was putting too much on our kids because I'd look at the practice schedule, we just wasn't getting the work in that I had been normally doing. You'd sit there and have this period, and you go, wait a minute now. You're at an hour and a half, hour and 45, and you didn't go to defense yet. So we had to adapt that and cut our stuff down. And so we went whole part whole. So I went whole to start with, because I didn't take over until August. So we tried to put everything in, and then as we go through the years, we pull things each week by evaluating the tape, and we may take in 25%, maybe 30%, whatever we can execute that week well, we take into the game. But you can't take it all in because you can't work it all.
Coach Probst, before I hand you off to Coach Short over here, what have you enjoyed the most? I know you've only been there a couple of months, but what have you enjoyed the most about coaching at a school like Coosa Christian?
I love the kids. I did it for that. I mean, the kids were wonderful. I just felt like they had been, sort of rejected and they were down on themselves because they'd been out of the playoffs the year before, had been in trouble for a couple of years. But when they got new life in them, and I was able to come in and help with that and get that done and then turn around and take these kids. It's been a great experience for me, John.
Awesome.
I can't tell you the experience I've had. It's a privilege to coach those kids every day because they're excited, because they see something that was taken away from them last year, that they got an opportunity this year to maybe do something with that. So is there a chip on our shoulder? I don't know. I mean, I try not to talk too much about that. We just try to teach each week one day at a time, but I'm blessed to be there. I've learned a lot. Believe it or not, I've learned a lot. And I think wherever you go, in the different stops I've had, you've got to be flexible. You have to understand that what works here may not work there. You know, so you have to sort of wade through those things. And they've had to learn me, because I'm different than what Mark was. So I think that's the biggest key, and I've had to adapt to them a little bit too, which it's been fun. I tell you, I wouldn't trade it for nothing, for that $1 a month I make. So, but it's been fun, and I'm glad to be back in it, glad to be back on the sideline, and it's been fun so far.
Coach, it's my turn now.
Good.
You've won many region championships, won area championships, and won state championships, national championships. But Coastal's never won a region championship till this year, and they got their first one.
Right.
How important was that for you to be a part of it, and for that team, and for that community and that school?
Well, I think it's important. I didn't. They put more emphasis on it than I did, because we've talked about this. I've never talked about a region championship very much. I've always talked about playoff seeding and using your region to get yourself in a better chance to be a champion. So, but for this particular time, and the first time that a school wins a region championship in the Alabama High School Athletic Association, I think they've been in that association in 2004 or 5. I can't remember exactly when they went from AISA to whatever. But to win it the first time, it was important to those kids, because they reminded me that week. We're Wednesday fitting to play this week. And last week they said, Coach, you know, if we win a regional championship. And I had not said anything about it. And I said, Coach, guys, that's great. I said, but the one thing we need to be is the #1 seed. So I think that's been the biggest thing, is putting ourselves in the best position, because they went 2 years ago to the state finals, I think the #4 seed, if I remember.
That is correct.
And so, and last year they didn't go. So hopefully, I say we're in better shape, but maybe not after what I listened to coming back home a minute ago. And but we'll see. I mean, we've got one more big game next week, huge game next week with TA. We went down to Tuscaloosa and just watched that. And but I'm happy for the community. I'm happy for the church. Steph and I go to church there. Our kids, school's great. Can't beat the school. The school atmosphere and the education those kids get at Coosa is maybe the best I've been in. Maybe the best school I've ever been in. The teachers are wonderful. The administration, there's a lot of one-on-one stuff, so I'm really excited about the school part of it too for kids. And look, I've been a public school guy, and you and I both, for a long time. Now that I'm in a private school, I see things a little bit differently now.
I got another. We're going to rewind the clock for a little bit. Don't get worried. We're going to rewind back to the Alba Sharks.
Oh, yeah.
And who was the other one? Grand Bay.
Grand Bay.
You left Ashland. I mean, Eufaula.
Right.
And go take a job that you don't even know. You're going to start it. They tell you, they promise you that we're going to start this school called Alma Bryant. But for a year, you got to go through and put these two together, and you got to coach one, and you got to watch the other one, and you're actually going to play them.
Yeah, at the end.
And most people don't really realize what you had to go through in part of building a team from scratch.
Yep.
Just give us a little idea about what that was like. And most people probably don't know what Alma Bryant is, or the Alba Sharks, or the Grand Bay.
And the Grand Bay, Tigers.
Tigers.
And so what happened was I was AD at both. I was AD at Grand Bay. Block 3 and 4, I was the AD head football coach, block 1 and 2. And so the superintendent hired me, and after the All-Star game, Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game, I was the defensive coordinator. We had a really big win, beat a Mississippi team that was way better than us that year. and we held them to no touchdowns. They kicked 2 field goals. Well, I got that job based on that, I'm pretty sure. That's what the superintendent told me. And it was fun, guys. And I'll say this, we're talking about 2 separate cultures.
Yeah.
Grand Bay, there was a huge Baptist church set on the corner up there, and the Methodist church set right down to the left, right 4 miles from Mississippi line. And the school, Baptist church, Methodist church. And Alba and Beulah Baptist, huge Catholic church. And I'll never forget my principal saying this. He said, Rush, I need to know now that you got to be able to go out with them. You got to be able to go to Mass. And you got to go out with them guys at the church there, at that Catholic church. You either got to go to Mass Friday night or Saturday. You got to go party with them. But you got to get up Sunday morning. You got to go to the Baptist church in Grand Bay. And I said, Lord of mercy. And so, and I can't tell you on camera what was in that room when we were talking. So, but it was an experience like no other. And let me tell you, it was 80 years. They hated one another, literally hated one another. It had been a bitter rival. They were the watermelon farmers versus the shrimpers, the oyster people, the seafood industry. 10% of all the seafood comes out of Beulah Baptist, or did when I was there. So when we played them game 10, and this is a true story, we're playing them game 10, they're struggling. We're actually doing pretty well. We're 5-4. We win the game, and we're up 56-0 or 40-something-0 in the fourth quarter. And the guy comes up to me on the sideline, taps me on the shoulder. I turn around and look at him. It's one of the board members from Mobile County that represents our district. He said, Coach, what are you doing?
No doubt.
And I go, Mr. I don't call his name. I knew who he was. I said, hey, what are you doing? You got to coach them kids. I said, trust me. After the night, they'll want to play for me. And we ended up, so Monday morning I walked in, the principal at Grand Bay wouldn't speak to me. We won 56-0. I walk in, the principal would not speak, seriously. I walk down the hallway, I go to my office, 4 periods start, here comes these kids. They came in, they surrounded me like no tomorrow, because I had new gear for them. We'd planned it out to give out new gear. Neither one was in the playoffs. We gave out new gear on that Monday. Still, when we played next year in the first ball game at Ladd Stadium, the Grand Bay people dressed in Grand Bay stuff. The Alba people dressed in the Alba stuff. And our color, there was red and something. This was black and gold. We were Navy like the Cowboys. No one had anything on. We beat them. The next week, same thing happened at Theodore. They had never beaten Theodore in a long time. We upset Theodore, beat them really good too, 22-0. The next week, we sold like $15,000 worth of apparel everybody had on it. And football brought them 2 communities together, I promise you that. That's a lot of fun. Nobody hears that story. I'm glad Coach said something about it. To me, of everything I've ever done, that's the best kept secret. That and probably the 1992 Asheville team. Them two seasons were very, the 98 Alma Bryant, the 92 Asheville teams were very gratifying. And really, it haunts me to this day that we didn't win a state championship at both places. We very well could have. You know, at Asheville, we had 2 touchdowns called back, lost our best running back in the second drive, and lost 21-18, 21-17 to Elba, who won the next week 36-0. And then, of course, Alma Bryant beats Viger, who beat us 10-8 on a snap ball over the punter's head, but they didn't even score a touchdown. They got the punt over the head and they scored. They won 10-8, and I felt like both those teams could have won state titles.
Legendary stories from a legendary coach. Coach Russ Probst, head coach at Coosa Christian, number 2 ranked team in the state in Class 2A. Winners last night over West End, 55-0. They got a huge matchup coming up, a non-region game in Tuscaloosa against Tuscaloosa Academy, who was in the 2A state championship game last year. Then Coosa will be at home in 3 weeks hosting the first round of the Class 2A state playoffs against an opponent to be determined. Got to sort out what's going on over in West Alabama. Coach, thank you. He drove all the way from Tuscaloosa tonight to be with us here on After the Game. Thank you for being with us tonight, Coach.
Thanks for having me, John.
Russ Probst, thank you for being with us tonight. Coosa Christian, watch out for the Conquerors coming up throughout the month of November and maybe into December as well. Let's talk about our comeback player of the week presented by Anniston Orthopedics. And it's a guy who's had a tough time, but he has battled all the way back and now played in every game this year for the Cherokee County Warriors, including the game tonight out at Alexandria. That's Jackson Doeg of the Cherokee County Warriors. Last year suffered a knee injury in the Hoax Bluff game, missed the rest of the entire season, including the rest of their run all the way to the state championship game against Jackson at the Super 7, but came back this year, fully recovered from that knee injury, and he is our Anniston Orthopedics Comeback Player of the Week. Coming up next, our Cheer Squad of the Week, Coach Tommy Miller of Jacksonville Christian will be live in studio as well. Tons of highlights, Team of the Week announcement, all of our awards, our East Alabama Top 10, all still to come as we roll on a Football Friday night.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. Take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did. We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Thunder, go! Go! Hey! Go! 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 Thunder, go! Go! Hey!
That is the Jacksonville Christian Academy Thunder live in studio with us tonight, fresh off a big win over Cornerstone. The power went out. And there was no thunder and lightning, believe it or not, that caused that. Had a wreck over there on Highway 21 in Jacksonville tonight. Knocked the power out at Tommy Miller Field tonight momentarily. So they're a little bit late in getting here, but they are here, and you're going to hear more from the Jacksonville Christian Thunder cheerleaders coming up in just a moment. Let's tell you about Core Sports Medicine. Of course, they are the folks that bring you the play of the night. And that play of the night will be posted tomorrow morning early on our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama. And that is brought to you by Core Sports Medicine. Dr. Clinton Ray, Dr. Jeffrey Lawler, right there on Highway 78 in Oxford. Very convenient location, 1419 Hammock Drive. One-stop care for all of your surgery and rehab needs. Core Sports Medicine, full service orthopedics and sports medicine here in East Alabama. We're going to take you right now to our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard. We've got all the final scores from here in East Alabama and around the state, the big games as well. And then we're going to come back with some special guests with us live in studio in just a moment. Here's our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard on this football Friday night. If we can take you to that, we'll go ahead and give you the scores. Number 2 Piedmont in Class 3A tonight, beating Weaver 69-21. The final score in that game. You saw the highlights earlier of White Plains, their win over Etowah tonight, 27-21. Also tonight, it was Hope Victory Christian beating Donahoe 28-7 tonight down in Pell City. Hope Christian tonight winning over in Jefferson County over Bessemer Academy 39-8. Clay Chalkville knocks off Oxford tonight. Clay Chalkville, the number 1 team in Class 6A, maybe the best team in the state regardless of class. They beat Oxford tonight 40-16, the final score down at Clay. Walter Welborn wins a wild game at Locust Fork tonight, 54-48. You saw the highlights earlier of Aniston's big win over Aniana. The Bulldogs clinch a region title out of 4A Region 6 as they beat Aniana tonight 43-6. We'll show you highlights of this game. Glencoe tonight rolling over Ohatchee 70-16 on the Creek Bank at Ohatchee. And our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. Complete highlights, complete post-game reaction tonight. Alexandria beating number 6 Cherokee County tonight out in Death Valley 36-28, a game that came all the way down to the last minute of the game. We'll show you all of that and the entire Alexandria football team coming up a little bit later on After the Game. Jacksonville Christian tonight. How about it, ladies? All right. JCA tonight, a wild game as well. They beat Cornerstone Christian out of Rainsville 46-41. Highlights of that game coming on After the Game. Pleasant Valley tonight, they were down 20-7 when we left, and then they scored 35 unanswered. North Sand Mountain tacked on a late touchdown, but Pleasant Valley tonight, a huge win, one of the biggest in school history. They beat North Sand Mountain tonight 42-27. A trio of games from last night, complete highlights of this game, including post-game reaction. Cleburne County beating Munford 27-7. Also last night, Lochapoka routing Ranburne 41-13. Also last night, a huge win, clinching a playoff berth for Fayetteville. They rolled over Woodland last night 63-13. Randolph County tonight over Childersburg 42-6. Another battle of Tigers down in Roanoke tonight. Hanley remains undefeated in region play in 4A Region 3. They blast Talladega tonight 55-6. Central of Clay County, another region champion, number 5 team in Class 5A tonight at Volunteer Stadium. They beat the Beauregard Hornets 46-21. Dadeville, another battle of Tigers, beats B.B. Comer tonight 26-0. Tomorrow afternoon in Spartanburg, South Carolina, Alabama School for the Deaf and the Hornets of South Carolina School for the Deaf. Back to games tonight. Sets up a huge matchup next week in St. Clair County at Odenville. Number 7 St. Clair County beat Lincoln tonight 42-35. St. Clair County and Jacksonville for home field advantage in the 5A playoffs next Friday night in Odenville. Pell City, with 1 second to go in the game, kicks the game-winning field goal tonight to beat Pinson Valley 24-21. Oxford and Mountain Brook folks were both pulling for Pinson Valley, but it didn't happen. Probably a 3-way tie coming for second in that Class 6A Region 6. Number 3 and 5A Moody tonight, rolling over Springville, their county rival, 55-7. Also tonight, a huge win. We talked about it earlier. Asheville, Mark Sanders and the Bulldogs roll into Hoax Bluff, and they roll out with a 24-21 win. Probably going to put Asheville in the Class 4A state playoffs. Big win tonight for the Bulldogs. Raglan, another St. Clair County team, that will be in the 1A playoffs. They beat Galesville tonight up in Cherokee County 41-20. 108 points scored tonight at Sandrock. Sandrock beat Cedar Bluff. Going to put the Wildcats, it looks like, into the 2A playoffs. They beat Cedar Bluff 68-40. Spring Garden tonight, they're in the 1A playoffs. They doubled up Ider tonight up in DeKalb County at Ider 28-14. Pisgah in a showdown now with North Sand Mountain next week in that 2A Region 7. Number 5 Pisgah blasting Gaston tonight 48-6. Gadsden City, we will have highlights of this game. They were upset last year at Titan Stadium. For the first time ever, the Titans roll into Barney Hood Stadium at Southside tonight, and Gadsden City got their revenge and in the process wrapped up home field advantage in the 6A playoffs in 3 weeks. Gadsden City beat Southside 42-7. We'll have complete highlights of that game from Barney Hood Stadium in Southside. Westbrook Christian, our reigning Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. I was at Westbrook today at their pep rally. We'll show you all kind of images from there. Westbrook tonight continues to roll. They beat JB Pennington 27-0 in Rainbow City. Coosa Christian, we just had Coach Russ Probst on last night. Number 2 Coosa beating the West End Patriots 55-0. They're a region champion. Also, another wild game tonight. That was number 4 in 5A Fairview going into the Lions Den in Sardis and beating the Lions tonight 42-39. A number 1 versus number 2 matchup tonight in 5A down at Lad People Stadium in Mobile. Number 1 Viger falls to Williamson tonight 22-14. Top 10 matchup in 6A. First round of the playoffs, Oxford and Pell City both looking at maybe one of these teams. Number 10 Homewood with an upset tonight at Parker in Birmingham. They beat the number 5 Thundering Herd 35-28. Big game tonight in 6A was in Seal. Number 7 Russell County. The Warriors fall. Their first loss of the year to number 8 Pike Road 49-6. And 3 huge games tonight. All top 10 matchups in Class 7A tonight. Number 1 Central Phoenix City beating number 10 Opelika 42-6. Also tonight, another crazy game. Number 8 Hoover knocks off number 2 Thompson. Thompson now has 3 losses on the year. Hoover beats them tonight 33-30 the final score. And Auburn and Carver playing tonight. Carver Montgomery traveling in to Duck Sanford Stadium in Auburn, and they win the game. Auburn does over Carver Montgomery by a score of 41-7 the final score. Time for our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week for this week. We mentioned Rainbow City. I was over at the pep rally today at Westbrook Christian to award our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week from last week. That award and that plaque went to Brody Blevins. Let me tell you what Brody did last week. 35-28, Westbrook wins at Tryon, Georgia to give Coach Steve Smith his 300th win. This was an overtime game. Brody Blevins carried the ball from the quarterback position 39 times, 257 yards, and 4 touchdowns, 5 of 7 passing for 96 yards, 353 yards of total offense, including the game-winning 2-yard touchdown run in overtime. Boy, if that's not a performance for Player of the Week, I don't know what is. Congratulations to Brody Blevins, the quarterback from Westbrook Christian. He is our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week. Let's also tell you now about our Cheaha Cheer and Tumble. You may have figured it out. Our Cheaha Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the Week this week is the Jacksonville Christian Thunder Cheer Squad. And we are very pleased to have Allie Mitchell of Cheaha Cheer with us. Emily Williams is the cheer coach at Jacksonville Christian. And we're here to make that official presentation. Allie, how are you tonight?
Good.
Tell folks about Cheaha Cheer and what's happening down there as we're into the fall months now.
Well, we're helping a lot of school teams in our area prepare for and state cheer competitions. We've got our tumbling classes rolling, prepare themselves. So we're a busy crew.
If you have a girl, doesn't matter what age she is, and you want them to be involved in what's going on with Cheaha Cheer, and you want to do that. It's a great Christian organization, a Christian company, and they're going to get the best training you can find anywhere. Allie, how do folks contact you? I know you're all over every kind of social media.
We are. You can reach out through Facebook, Instagram. Of course, our contact information is on our website, cheahacheerandtumble.com. We'd love to get your athlete plugged in, so give us a call.
All right, make the presentation tonight.
We are so proud to be here with you guys. We know how much work that y'all put into supporting your school, And tonight it's about you, and we're excited to honor y'all tonight. So
Thank
there
you
you
so
go.
much.
Yes.
And before we get back to the Jacksonville Christian cheerleaders, we want to tell you about Emblem Credit Union. You saw earlier the Cleburne County High School Band. That was our band of the week. Emblem Credit Union, it is so easy to be a member at Emblem. Let me just tell you, if you live, you work, you go to school in Calhoun, Cherokee, DeKalb, Etowah, or Marshall counties, that's all you have to do. You're eligible to join. Go to emblemcu.com to get started. We've got our next extra point of the night presented by State Representative Randy Wood out of District 36. Heading into tonight's games, and it changed tonight, but heading into tonight's games, there were 29 undefeated teams in the AHSAA. Class 1A has the most unbeaten teams with 7 schools without a loss. Class 7A has only 1 team without a blemish. That's Mary Montgomery of Sims, and they are the only undefeated team in 7A. So without further ado, once again, our Cheaha Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the Week. Winners tonight over Cornerstone. They got a lot to be happy about. Here's the Jacksonville Christian Thunder on After the Game.
LETSGO, let's go. LETSGO, let's go, let's go. LETSGO, let's go. LETSGO, let's go, let's go. LETSGO, let's go. LETSGO, let's go, let's go. LETSGO, let's go. Here we go.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you. The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
We will show you before the night's done our Johnson's Giant Food concession stand of the week. They get a $100 gift card from Johnson's Giant Food. Let me tell you about Johnson's. If you're getting ready for tailgating tomorrow, got big games in Auburn and in Tuscaloosa tomorrow night. And so you got plenty of time to go to Johnson's. If you're going to Tuscaloosa, if you're going to Auburn, you're staying home to watch the games, Friday nights, whatever it is, they have all kinds of things that you need. Their deli and hot bar is fantastic. They've got everything you need for tailgating. And I'm just telling you, we're talking tonight, going to Jackson. We're talking about that Johnson's Giant Food, hot bar and deli. They have locations in East Gadsden, Attala, Coldwater, Jacksonville, and coming soon to Southside right there on Highway 77. We are going to bring you back more highlights here. I think for the first time tonight, we're joined by both Chad Barnett and Coach Michael Short on the set tonight. Guys, like Kevin Nash here in WO a little bit.
You got food?
Yeah.
No food tonight. Nobody gave us any Oreos tonight. We're good.
It was, my crew was out tonight at Pleasant Valley. Top 10 matchup tonight. Number 6 versus number 7 in Class 2A. A much hype game. Home field advantage. Maybe even, there could still be a 3-way tie for first in this region if North Sand Mountain could go beat Pisgah next week. So
looking at the Pisgah score tonight, that's a stretch.
Yeah.
Right now, because Pisgah
home
looks
field
really
advantage was certainly at stake tonight.
Yes.
And this was I don't know what happened. I think the Pleasant Valley people are probably thinking, John, you need to leave every game. You need to come and stay for a quarter and then leave. Because after I left, Pleasant Valley turned this thing, Chad, totally around tonight.
No doubt. Number 6 versus number 7. Arguably the biggest game in Raider Stadium history. I think so. And the big thing about tonight, not just the highlights of where this is going to go on the show tonight, but obviously who's going to play at home. The winner of this game likely going to be home for the first round of the playoffs. The loser likely hitting the road. Let's go to the highlights and see exactly how this one played out. And let's go to the Raiders Stadium, as we mentioned earlier, and see exactly how these Raiders took on North Sand Mountain. It is senior night, and what a senior class, guys, of this ilk. It could be arguably the best senior class in Pleasant Valley history. They're going to walk down the stands and get ready for battle tonight against North Sand Mountain. Not going to start out good, though, for Pleasant Valley. Opening kickoff, it's going to be Jack Johnson. He's going to go 85 yards to the house. Score 7-0 NSM right off the bat. Didn't expect that very much at this point. So let's go back to the offense. Brady Anderson, he's going to pick this one off and come back 27 yards on the pick. Return almost gets into the end zone, but he's going to be stuffed a little bit short. Christian Davis now, he's going to take this one 14 yards. And they're just rolling right now on the road. Nice play by Braxton Salter to keep him out of the end zone. But Davis would make quick work of this one. He's going to take it from 5 yards out, put it in the end zone. It is 14-0 on the road. Bison will get the ball back. Huge play by Salter. This is what seniors do. This is what leaders do. You block a punt, you return it back for a score. Massive flip of this contest. Makes it 14-7. Pleasant Valley only trailing by a score. But North Sand Mountain was not done yet. Jackson Burgess, 13-yard run. Keeping it himself over the right side, now down to the 2-yard line. That is going to be a big run by Burgess. What a kickback return. Pleasant Valley would keep him out of the end zone, but this would be Davis on a 2-yard scamper getting into the end zone. PAT no good, 20-7. And then we left.
35 unanswered by Pleasant Valley as they went up 42-20. North Sand Mountain did get a late touchdown to make the final 42-27. I have to take my hat. I'm going to be honest with you. When I left there, I thought, wow. And Jonathan Nix and his staff, whatever they did after I left, I'm telling you, that was a complete turnaround. I don't know if I've seen a turnaround this season like Pleasant Valley had. This was very early, like a minute or so into the second quarter, and North Sand Mountain was dominating in all facets of the game, guys. We bring it back here. And
it looks like the only thing that Pleasant Valley was able to do in that first stanza that we were there was the punt, block, and return.
It really was.
Because we show the North Sand Mountain touchdown, and then North Sand Mountain's got the ball right back. So in other words, Pleasant Valley's offense didn't do much on that next drive. Boy, how does that happen?
Well, sometimes a kicking game or a defensive play like a pick six, a block punt can just turn the whole momentum of a game that may have been right there before the half. But whatever he said at halftime, if he can bottle that up and he'll let me sell it, we'll make a whole lot
or
of money.
whatever he said in the second quarter.
Second quarter, but at halftime for sure, because his wife texted me and said she'd love to have been in there at halftime to hear what he had to say, just to see how he got it turned around. But you can tell it's a senior-led team, and they believe in themselves, they believe in their coaching staff, and they never let go, because the old Pleasant Valley may not have did that. They may have went ahead and just turned it over and got beat. Still competed, but they competed at another level. And like I said, anytime you can get a pick six or a pump block kicking game, it's always so important. That kicking game can get everything started for you.
The biggest surprise to me, though, was they jump out 14-0, and then you get the block punt for a touchdown. But then they come right back down the field and score. That's the thing, right? So you would think that
still come back.
You think that punt block would have been the thing that really garnered the momentum and turned the game. But then North Sandmount comes right back down and scores. So you had to pick yourself up off the mat twice for Pleasant Valley because something happened after we left.
Say because I'm gonna get a chance to ask and kind of see you feel, because at some point in time I bet there was a turnover. Another maybe a pick six or something, pick a fumble up running back. They had to be some turnovers to have enough possessions in order to come back.
Sure. 35 unanswered.
We'll take a look at this in depth when we get to our Team 1 Chevrolet Gadsden region rundown. But the synopsis is now Pleasant Valley at least has home field advantage in the playoffs guaranteed for the second year in a row. That is huge. Now, next week, North Sand Mountain and Pisgah play. If North Sand Mountain could beat Pisgah beat Gadsden tonight, 48-6. That sets up a showdown with them. If somehow North Sand Mountain could beat Pisgah, you'd have a three-way tie for first place. If Pisgah, as expected, beats North Sand Mountain, then it'll be Pisgah 1, Pleasant Valley 2, and you'll have North Sand Mountain at 3 and 4 after Sandrock's big win tonight over Cedar Bluff, 68-40. Looks like Sandrock is actually going to be that number 4 team because they beat Section head-to-head, and they've beaten everybody else in that region, so that could be huge for Tanner Nelson, first-year coach at Sandrock.
A very young football team. If you look back, way back to the beginning when me and you went up there and watched them play Spring Garden, we thought that's a young football team that can score some points, and they're going to get better and better and better. And now they've done it this year.
And an improved team as well. All right, guys, we're going to kick y'all out. We're going to kick 2 more guys in that probably – there's a lot of happy folks tonight across East Alabama. I don't know if we got any happier folks than these 2 guys that we're about to bring in right now. 2 very familiar faces here on After the Game, but also 2 very familiar faces and voices to Alexandria folks. So we're going to talk about a number of different things. Alexandria Valley Cub football for many, many years, for decades now, the voice of the Valley Cubs. Robert Smith with us, also sideline reporter this year for the Valley Cubs, and doing a great job on the Alexandria Valley Cub Network is Jordan Smith. Also, they represent 2 companies that are big sponsors of what we do here on After the Game, Awards to Remember, and also Sound Solutions. Yes, we're coming to you from the Sound Solutions Media Center here at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Anniston. Robert Smith, Jordan Smith, no relation, right, guys? That you're aware of? All right, guys, let's talk about the game first. Just an incredible, one of those, Robert, that you've seen through the years. It's one of those kind of magical nights in Valley Cup football, wasn't it?
Absolutely. You know, John, I have been pumped all week and especially all day today about this game, and it was everything that I expected it to be and more.
Jordan, you were on the sidelines for a game that they'll be talking about in Alexandria for a long time. This game, 36-28, Alexandria wins. We're going to have the complete highlights and all of that coming up and the post-game reaction. But this game was very much in doubt. I mean, up until a minute to go in the game, Alexandria is behind in this game and scored 2 touchdowns in less than a minute. You were on the sideline for that.
Yeah, I told the guys that we may have to replace some of the turf and the grass there at Larry Ginn Field because I was pacing up and down. But I was like everybody else. But no, the sidelines, it's been a new thing for us this year, and it's been phenomenal to be actually on the sidelines, to see it all, and just the energy itself was just phenomenal down there. I mean, I might have ran on the field a couple times too with everybody else, so you know it all worked out.
Robert, in all these, 40 years?
38.
38, close to 40 years of broadcasting Valley Cub football. All those years, we're talking about this today, some teams, it doesn't make any sense why there should be a rivalry there, but there is. And boy, through the years, through the decades, Alexandria and Center have been big, intense rivalries. This is another classic game. You've seen a lot of Alexandria Center throwdowns over the years, and this was right up there with any of them.
Yeah, I made the statement on the broadcast that that both these teams, I think it was the 44th meeting between the two teams. You know, like Alexandria's played Jacksonville almost 90 times. So both the teams have played other teams more, but it's still a really big rivalry. I remember, I believe it was 1986, again in 1991, Cherokee County knocked Alexandria out of the playoffs. They've just been a lot of knockdown dragouts over the years. And this was one of the best games that I've seen in quite a while tonight.
I was listening to you guys. I couldn't even come into the studio here because I had, okay, I got to listen to this final one. I heard screaming and yelling going on with that 2-point conversion hit. Alexandria was down 28-27, had the 2-point conversion to put them up 29-28 to essentially win the game. Then a late, pick six? Is that what it was? To kind of seal it there. Let's talk about what you're doing this year. Jordan alluded to it. Both of you guys speak about how folks, there's a new way. There's an old way and there's a new way. Right. There's the traditional way, but there's a new way to listen to you guys do Valley Cub football. Talk about what's happening.
Well, you can listen on WHMA 95.3, where we've been for, I guess, about 20 or 21 years now, but also we're streaming at valleycubsports.com, and I'm kind of proud of that. I don't think there are many high schools in the state that are on a radio station and streaming as well, and all the streaming is due to this guy right here. He's the brains behind all of it.
Well, he's the well, I've got a name for it. Well, we will tell what the name is, but he not only puts out fires, but also the biggest thing is with Jordan, he prevents the fires from happening in the first place, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun to kind of engineer that a little bit, trying to do the streaming side. Of course, we kind of know streaming is kind of the way to go now. And so we want to kind of incorporate that and kind of get that back in so you can listen to the game a little easier, because it's kind of harder to, you can't get FM radio on your phone. So, you got to have some way to be able to listen to it at the game just like everybody else. And so the best way to do it was streaming.
Awesome. How do folks do that? How do they go?
WHMA 95.3 or at valleycubsports.com.
Valleycubsports.com. All right, Jordan, let's talk about sound solutions. And above and beyond bringing you our media center here at Parker every week, the things that you do, I've alluded to a couple of things. Fields of Faith, great job with that just last week at Jacksonville High School. Calhoun County Sports Hall of Fame, bailing us out on a power outage this summer. That's just a sampling of the things that you do. Tell folks about Sound Solutions.
Yeah, so our main thing is we do a lot of house of worship. Of course, we also partner with schools. We've been in about 4 or 5 different football stadiums here in Calhoun County alone this year, redoing their sound systems, but mainly is house of worship. We got about 10 guys that do a fantastic job for us, and we really just provide and really we want customer service to be our #1 thing, and so we really strive to have that, and that's kind of our drive.
If folks want to contact Sound Solutions, how's the best way to do that?
Yeah, you can call us at just our number at 256-835-3731, or just come by. We're on 81 Hamrick Drive West in Oxford. If you know where Ace Hardware is, go right beside it, right beside the lumber yard. We're on the right there, or even just right across the UPS Distribution Center.
And talk about bailing folks out. I can't tell you how many times Robert Smith and his fine staff at Awards to Remember out in Ohatchee have bailed me out, have bailed after the game out, have surely bailed out the Calhoun County Sports Hall of Fame with awards throughout the years. Listen, here in East Alabama, there's no other place to go get awards. It's just the way it is. And on top of that, you're one of the top 10 awards dealers in the entire Southeast. Tell folks about Awards to Remember.
Yeah, John, we've been proud to be a partner with, after the game, with the Calhoun County Sports Hall of Fame, do business with every school in the area, and have done that for a long time. We're just proud to be partners, and our customers have been really good to us.
You don't get to be #1 without being the best, and I can tell you, you have any issue whatsoever, these guys, gals, and Robert and his staff out there at Awards to Remember on Alabama Highway 144 in Ohatchee, they take care of you. Any kind of problems, and there won't be any problems, but usually the problems come from us. But when we're in a rush situation, a rush job, something like that, always, every single time, the folks at Awards to Remember have always come through and come through flawlessly. As I said, as far as awards go, there's no other place to go anywhere in this part of the state of Alabama than Awards to Remember. So we thank Sound Solutions, Awards to Remember, Valley Cub Sports Network, Alexandria winners tonight, 36-28. Jordan's got his orange pants on tonight.
I do. We broke them out tonight, so.
And
may have to stay.
Great broadcast. Mention your other broadcast partner, too, that helps you in color.
Landry Roberts is the color analyst, and he didn't make it here tonight, but Landry does a great job, and I'm proud of the team that we have broadcasting Alexandria football.
Absolutely. Jordan Smith, Robert Smith, Sound Solutions, Awards to Remember, Valley Cub Sports Network, our guest here tonight on After the Game. When we come back, the head coach of the Jacksonville Christian Thunder, Tommy Miller. He'll be live right here on After the Game.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
You have been seeing on our highlights throughout the last several weeks the RO Supply touchdown t-shirts, great partners there. They're on South Noble Street in Aniston. You got remodeling needs, they will take care of you. Great folks at RO Supply. Next time you've got a remodeling project you want to do, go visit the folks at RO Supply, and they bring you those touchdown t-shirts. We threw touchdown t-shirts out tonight at JCA into the crowd. Coach Michael Short's going to be our model. It's like The Price is Right. There you go, Coach. Got to show the front. There you go. Show the front after the game. Show the back again. All right, there you go. RO Supply, doors, windows, and more. They'll exceed your expectations and not your budget. We've still got several more weeks. We're coming out to your local high school. We'll be throwing out those RO Supply touchdown T-shirts. Coach Short's going to, go ahead, Coach. There you go. Throw it off. And you probably saw the gentleman standing next to Coach Short. That is our special guest at this time. Head coach of the Jacksonville Christian Thunder, Coach Tommy Miller, joins us here on After the Game. Coach, we had wild games tonight, and you were involved in one of those, not only because it was a back-and-forth game. You won it with 59 seconds to go, 46-41, 87 points scored. A power outage because of a wreck over there on the highway. Kind of a wild night, Coach. Tell us about it.
It was a wild night. We were down 21-20, I believe it was, to half. And then we came back and didn't start the second half like we wanted to. And we got behind 9 points, I know, at one time there, but we didn't quit. Our kids kept battling, and we got back in it. And when we had a chance there to maybe go ahead with about 4 minutes to go, 3.5, 4 minutes to go, we fumbled it right back to them. But our defense stepped up, and we were able to get the ball back, and then we got that touchdown with 59 seconds left that we were able to hang on at that point. So it was wild, and the lights went out on it with that 4th down and 16 for them, and I know that there was probably a lot of people thought that we just did that, but we didn't, and I'm glad that I hope nobody was injured in that wreck, but I'm glad y'all know that it was a wreck that knocked the lights out. So
I'll be, any Cornerstone fans that are watching out there, I saw the wreck as we were leaving to come here, saw the wreck, the Jacksonville Fire Department, and they had the roads blocked off and all that kind of stuff, so that was legit. Coach, this was an important win. You'd lost a couple of games in a row, but those 2 games were out of the conference. This game tonight was in the conference. Yeah. Cornerstone had a good football team, and you win tonight. As I understand it, this was for, we talked a lot about a lot of teams having home field advantage in the playoffs. This was for home field advantage tonight, right?
It was, and you know, we've got to turn around and play Monday night,
yes,
which is another counter. And it looks like we may be playing Cornerstone again, so it was really big, or we'd be going to Rainsville to play. So I think that's the way it's stacking up. I know there's still several conference games left to be played tonight and next Friday night.
Well, let's talk about that before I turn it over to Coach Short. All right, we talked about this. You played last Friday night at home. You played this Friday night at home. Monday night, as in this Monday night, they're traveling to Gardendale for a game that was postponed earlier because Tabernacle had some injuries and sickness and couldn't play. So in essence, you're going to play 3 football games in 11 days. And folks, keep in mind, this is 8-man football now. This is not a team that's full of depth and things like that. You've probably got 20-something players on the team, and you're playing 3 full football games. You play the same amount of time, but with less players. Right. 3 full football games in 11 days. Coach, I've never heard of that before.
Well, I hadn't either until now. And of course, we do have 21 players, but of course that's 7th through 12th grade. That's not just varsity, but and we play well. 7th graders had some playing time tonight. So it's going to be tough. We got a few injuries tonight. I don't think anybody's got anything that's going to keep them out for the season, but we got a little bit banged up. They did have a good football team. They play very physical football. And so we're practicing at 10 in the morning, which we usually do not do. We usually get over things on Saturday and Sunday and get back started on Monday, but we'll be practicing at 10 in the morning, and then we'll try to get ready to play Monday night.
I'd like to know who the boss is and make sure I have to do that. Send me over there and let me talk to whoever's in charge of that. That's not safe for your kids. But anyway, I didn't know. I was asked you about your grandson, how tall he was, and I said, where does that come from? And you looked at me, and I did not know this until you just said, well, how tall was he, you said? And how much you weigh?
In high school, I was 5'10", weighed 115 pounds.
And played quarterback at
Alexandria.
I didn't know that he played at Alexandria.
Oh, yeah.
Just how many, and you get to think about it, coaches in this region, in this area, have their ties to Alexandria?
That's true. And, you know, I played for Coach Scales, Lou Scales, who's a Hall of Famer. And when the lights went out, that's the first thing I thought, because anything that happened when he was coaching, everybody, oh, you can't ever trust old Lou Scales. You can. But you know, I got thinking about that. It only happens if you win a few more than your share. So if I get blamed for that, that'll be okay. But that was the way Coach Scales was a good coach and great coach. And I'm just glad I got to play for him.
Yeah, and you would, I was going to save this for later, but I'm going to say it now because I didn't know you was an Alexandria guy. But I'm there tonight, and I'm over on the visitor side, and somebody throws a piece of paper over there at the ground at me and said, I threw a flag on it. It's Jack. It's Jack Ginn, and
Yeah.
he's carrying the down marker.
Yeah.
And I look at him, and after a while, and we started laughing because he used to carry it always and aggravate me when I was a head coach. And I said, Jack, when are they ever going to get you a new down marker? Coach, it's taped. It's just taped and held together. And I reached over there and grabbed it. It looks like it weighs 15 pounds. It was Lou Scales down marker.
Wow.
And he had it. He said, I went in there and took that new one they had and put it up, and I got Coach Scales with that, and I still carry it. 15 pounds. He carries that thing around, and I thought that was kind of unique that they're still carrying it. It's old. You can't miss it. This old as Methuselah. It ought to be in a Hall of Fame museum somewhere.
Well, I know Jack will talk to anybody that will listen.
You're exactly right. I may be the only one that was listening.
He's a good fella, he is.
Coach Tommy Miller, head coach of the Jacksonville Christian Thunder. Here at our Noble Bank and Trust postgame presser tonight, we've been privileged because we've had two truly legendary coaches. Russ Probst from Coosa Christian in earlier, now Tommy Miller from Jacksonville Christian in as well. Coach Probst was talking about some stories from back in the day in his coaching career. You and I have shared a lot of those throughout the career as well. Just looking back in your career, and you're another guy that's seen just about everything. We were just talking about playing 3 games in 11 days. What perhaps is there, out of all these years of coaching, is there one thing that kind of stands out that you're always going to take with you? One moment, one thing, one memory that you have?
Well, I got bunches of them.
Yes, I'm sure.
There's one that, and I won't tell where we were, but I was actually coaching at Pleasant Valley at the time. And the kids behind me, we were in a really strong game, and it meant a lot. And the kids behind me said, Coach, they're moving the chains. Coach, well, I didn't pay them any attention. They said, Coach, they're moving the chains. I said, what are y'all talking about? I said, when the ball snapped, they're moving the chains. So I stepped back, and I was going to say, because I just knew they wouldn't tell me the truth. And when that ball was snapped, both chain men on each end did this. And I've never forgot it. And I thought we were going to have to fight to get out of there that night, but I was glad we got out and got home. But you might not believe that happens. That happened. I stood there and watched it. So.
Coach, some of the stuff that you've told me since the summer, just of things that's happened this year to you, I believe anything. I believe anything, because there's some things that I've heard this summer and this fall that I never heard before in all these years of doing football. So, and they've all been true.
I didn't know that until a while ago, sitting in here, he started talking about coaching at Ohatchee. I said, well, I played at Heflin in '77. He said, well, I was coaching on that staff. That was the only loss that you had was to us that year before they won the state championship.
That's right.
Sure was. Coach, got a couple of players you brought with you tonight. Tell us about these two guys right here.
Anthony Gooch. Anthony's senior. His dad got a pastorate in Jacksonville. They moved into Jacksonville last spring, and Anthony came to school with us. He has been a blessing. He is a godly young man, but he also is a pretty good athlete. He's helped us. He was taped up heavily tonight. He's had a bad sprained ankle, but he still played on that thing tonight and helped out. Didn't play the whole game, but played a good bit of it. And he's just been a good one. He's come in and helped us tremendously. Noah Lee is of course our quarterback. I think everybody knows about Noah by now, probably, but he just got back tonight from that injury he had, and we had him taped up and everything. But he didn't have the best night, but I knew he was going to be a little bit rusty, but he still made some really good throws. He made, I don't even know how many touchdown passes we had tonight, but I know he hit several long ones. And and they came at very good times of the game. So, with Noah Well, we got a chance. I know he when he's not in there, we lose a lot of our offense. Kids kept playing hard, but we lost a lot of offense with him not in there. So Noah's been a blessing. He's been there for several years now, but after this year, he'll be heading on into Jack State.
Jack State, outstanding quarterback. I mean, this guy's arm. I've seen just about every one of the great quarterbacks that's ever played in this part of the state. That includes your Freddie Kitchens, your Brody Crowells, on down the line, your Cody Blanchards, all the Hayes kids at Piedmont and things like that. I'm missing a lot because we had a lot of great quarterbacks, John David Phillips, on down the line. But this guy's arm is there with any of them.
Right.
Tonight, just watching him throw, it just is amazing. And Coach, a lot of coaches get to coach their sons. Not a lot of coaches get to coach their grandsons. This is another unique thing that you've done that a lot of folks maybe haven't had a chance to do.
That is true, and that has been a real blessing to get to do that. I just thank the Lord He let me live this long to get to keep coaching, and then to coach Noah. That's been a real blessing. Noah's good. I wonder sometimes if somebody else might have been a little harder on him. If you asked Noah that, he'd probably say no way. But I'm just glad to get to coaching.
Coach, before I let you get out of here tonight, walk us through, because you're in the Christian Football Association, CFA. Mm-hmm. You've got the game Monday night with Tabernacle. Mm-hmm. Then there's an open date now
for us.
For you. This change, you and I were exchanging texts today about this recent change, a very recent change that happened. Walk us through the playoffs, and you win Monday night at Tabernacle. Assume you're going to go win at Tabernacle. I'm going to assume that. You may not. But assuming you win at Tabernacle, I can do that because I'm in the media.
Right.
No offense, Tabernacle folks. Send your cards and letters to me. I know what it said. If JCA wins at Tabernacle, then kind of set the table for us as far as the playoffs.
We would not play on Friday night. We'll be open. And the following week, we would be playing from the number 2 slot. Of course, four teams. You play a semifinal and a final round there, and there's 4 teams that get in. We would be playing from the number 2 position if we're going to beat Tabernacle, and we would be playing at home. I think that the way things are falling, it's probably going to, even though those games have got to be played, but I think we may be having to have a repeat with Cornerstone, which I do not look forward to at all, but I think that's the way it's going to fall.
And if you win that, the state championship again will be November 7th. It's a Friday night at Tuscaloosa Christian in Tuscaloosa again, right?
Have to go to Tuscaloosa to play. We were under the understanding, we put in to host the championship game this year. I mean, somebody hosted, it had been at Tuscaloosa for 10 years or more. And when they had it set up for you in Calhoun County, it's Field Hope Christian plays on. And then they had something happened there to where they had a conflict. Then for some reason, we got passed over and it's going back to Tuscaloosa. And I couldn't tell you why that happened.
All right, Coach, this has been a decidedly JCA night here. We had our Jacksonville Christian Thunder cheerleaders. They were in our Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the Week. They performed earlier. Of course, Coach Miller's here, a couple of his star players here with us tonight. But also tonight up at JCA, Coach Short, I got called into action tonight. Don Wilson's in Washington, D.C. this week. You were at Alexandria, so I had to be the taster tonight for our Johnson's Giant Food concession stand of the week. Let's take you out to JCA.
Go down to Jacksonville, Tommy Miller Field, and check out the concession stand. They have some really good food.
All right, it's our Johnson's Giant Food concession stand of the week. Tonight, we are at Jacksonville Christian Academy. We're going to try a couple of items here. We've got a Thunder Dog, and then we've got barbecue cheese fries coming up. We've got Amber Burdett. Amber, I think, they called you the head honcho, right? Yeah. Tell us first and foremost about both of these items here.
Okay, so the Thunder Dog is a special recipe that's been in the JCA family for years, and I don't even know the recipe. So it's just a grilled hot dog on a bun with the Thunder sauce. I know it has ketchup in it, and I know it has does not have sauerkraut. I don't remember what else it has in it. I don't even know what all it has in it, but I know it's amazing. It is amazing sauce. People even like to get it sometimes on the side for their fries. So we keep it here stocked and ready. And then the barbecue cheese fries, it's a layer of French fries and then a layer of barbecue. We get our barbecue from Christian Corner Meats. And then it's got the nacho cheese sauce and barbecue sauce on the top, and you can get it with peppers if you want.
Awesome. Now, you get a $100 gift card from the folks at Johnson's Giant Food. So when the money that goes here, you don't have a band here, obviously, at JCA. So this all goes to athletics, but it's not just football, right?
No, it'll go to our cheerleaders. It'll go to volleyball. Some of these cheerleaders out here were playing volleyball in the area tournament just a few days ago, and then now they're out here cheering tonight. And in a couple weeks, when football's over, several of these people are going to be playing basketball because we're just a small community school, and they spend a lot of time in athletics. So it takes a lot of money.
And tell us about your staff here, all these folks that help you out. Who are these folks?
They're all volunteers. Some of them are cheerleader moms, some of them are football moms, some of them are both, and they come out and help every night. They do a great job, and it's such a blessing having them here. We get to bless our community when they come out and order, and we get in here early, a few of us, and play worship music and pray just over being able to be a blessing to anybody that comes and is going to purchase from our concession stand. They're going to enjoy it, and then it's gonna be a great night for them.
All right. Amber Burdett here at the Jacksonville Christian Academy concession stand. Right as you come in the gate, if you come to a game here at Tommy Miller Field, it's right when you come in the gate. Check them out. They've got a lot of great items here besides just the barbecue cheese fries and the Thunder Dog. We're going to check that out. I get to be the taster this week. Don's out of town, so I'll taste these. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, Don Wilson out of town this week. Coach Short at another game, so it falls on to me tonight at JCA to be the official taster of our Johnson's Giant Food concession stand of the week. You heard Amber talking about the Thunder Dog. I'm telling you, folks, this looks really good. Grilled hot dog. That is pretty amazing. I understand now why Don has so much trouble talking while he's eating. That is as good a hot dog as you're going to see anywhere in high school football or taste in high school football. That is amazing. She's bringing me napkins because she knows that I'm going to need them as I dive into these cheese fries here. So you got some French fries that they make these here. Christian Corner Meats. Great folks with the barbecue down in Saks. Then there's barbecue, there's cheese. We're going to let Tyler Schmidt here, who's holding the camera, we're going to let him dive into this in a minute. That is so good. There's the fries. Here's the barbecue sauce. Let's get a little cheese. Let's go a little barbecue, get a little, all of it here. And you see why we need the napkin. Outstanding. Very good stuff here at JCA. I would recommend either one of these items. You come here to Tommy Miller Field, one last bite of the hot dog, our concession stand of the week. Good food here at JCA. Yeah, folks, I'm not normally the taster there, but I'm telling you, that was phenomenal. Coach Short, I know you participate in this as our tester. Oh, they got boiled peanuts there, too. I didn't get any of those. They offered those to me, but they're awesome as well. Coach, we got a contender for concession stand of the year here.
Well, I mean, you look like you were happy. I mean,
Yeah,
for somebody that don't like it, you sure were eating that hot dog pretty hard.
That Thunder Dog, I'm telling you, the officials, the JCA feeds the officials those Thunder Dogs at halftime, and that thing is there's another famous dog out there around the area. This is right there with it. Right there with it.
Coach, before we go, I want to tell you that I've watched you for a long time. And I appreciate, as a coach to a coach, I appreciate, what you've done for your community as a pastor. I don't know if anybody knows how many hats you actually wear, but, I know you were called for that, and you got to be called to coach too. Yes. But I appreciate all the influence that you've had for hundreds of kids over the years, and I just wanted to thank you personally as a coach to coach for what you've done for all these years for all the kids in the communities.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you. I could say the same about you and more. Thank you very much.
Tommy Miller, our guest here, a couple of his players with us. JCA Thunder cheerleaders, concession stand. It's been a JCA night for sure here in our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser. Speaking of Noble Bank and Trust, just the last 2 days, the Martha Vandervoort Memorial Golf Classic, that's where they raise a ton of money. Their goal this year was to raise $100,000 to give to local ministries, most of those Christian ministries. And so Noble Bank and Trust, there you see their logo. They just celebrated last Friday at their Anniston office their 20-year anniversary of Noble Bank. They've got another big anniversary coming up. They're going to celebrate 20 years at the Alexandria branch coming up on November 21st. That's right there on U.S. Highway 431 in Alexandria. When we come back, tons of highlights, Team of the Week, East Alabama Top 10 and more as we roll on a Football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Calhoun County Commission, as we said, they are the title sponsors, so to speak. They bring you high school football Alabamas after the game each and every Friday night. Our county commissioners, you won't find a county commission anywhere in this state, in the 67 counties, that are more involved and care and love their county more than our county commission loves and cares and supports things going on in Calhoun County, from the arts to tourist attractions to the events going on, like we mentioned the Calhoun County Sports Hall of Fame and this show after the game. The Calhoun County Commission involved with our schools. They're involved with every facet of life here in Calhoun County. The Calhoun County Commission bringing you high school football Alabamas after the game. Back on this Football Friday night, back with Chad Barnett and Coach Michael Short. Some highlights. We're going to take you out to a game Thursday night. It's race weekend, so Thursday night games in Talladega County. Fayetteville played at home last night against Woodland. Another game was two longtime rivals, as Coach Short knows about over there. Two longtime rivals from many, many years, Munford and Cleburne County. One more time down at Munford Stadium.
You know, the last couple of weeks been excruciating for Cleburne County. Going into tonight's game, they lost basically with 40 seconds to go. Tallahassee scores a touchdown 2 weeks ago, beats Heflin, close game. Last week, they block a field goal, get the ball back in the last couple minutes, throw a pick, lose that game barely. So close on these last two games. What could have been, because they go into tonight, or last night, against Munford, looking to finish off and finish tonight. Let's go to the highlights and check this out for the Oxford Lumber highlights. And it is youth night out at Munford. Look at all the young fellas and young ladies. They're going to be playing ball and cheering for the Lions down the stretch. Munford coming out of the Lions' mouth, trying to catch this one. And we got a 4th and short for Cleburne County right off the bat. 4th and 1. It's going to be stopped. Munford's going to take over after a 2-yard loss. Next play, Braden Nichols. Going to take this one 32 yards for a score. And boy, it's not looking good to start with. 7-0. Munford is on top quick. Now we're going to go to Cleburne County on offense. Carter Hughes, 22-yard run. They're going to go to Hughes and Baker back and forth on this drive. This one is going to be Baker's turn. This time he's going to keep it himself. He's going to take this one 16 yards. Churning it up on the ground. Now they're going to go back to Hughes. This time he's going to take this one 11 yards. They're finding success running the football against the Lions. That was down to the 2, but this would be held up, and they would have to settle for a 31-yard field goal by Escondon Paredes. There we go. Field goal is no good, though, so it remains 7-0, but Heflin would have the ball back. Hughes, this time a 19-yard pickup. Again, more success on the ground. This is a 4th and 1. They're going to go to Silas Hunt this time. Going to go up and over for a 5-yard run, gaining the first down. That was so nice. They're going to do it twice. Silas Hunt, one more time over the top. 7-7 is the score as they break into the end zone. Cleburne County cheerleaders celebrating the score. Munford on offense. The ensuing possession, they're going to cough it up. Cleburne County with a massive turnover here. Again, settling for a field goal. Escondon Paredes, 39-yard field goal. 7 seconds left in a half. It's 10-7 Cleburne County. Go to the second half. Lyric Ware, 22-yard pass from Cade Schubert. It's going to be setting up the Tigers in good position again. This time, Schubert's going to be on the other end of this pass. It's going to be a 33-yard catch. Beautiful, nice jumping grab for the Tigers. And they're going to continue to go on the ground. Hunt, this time a 3-yard touchdown run, putting them up 17-7 now at this point. Now defense taking over for Cleburne County. Colby Hale, pick. And that's going to give Cleburne County back at the ball at the 35-yard line. They're going to go back to the ground once more. Hunt, this time 13 powerful yards up the gut. Baker now. Your turn, my friend. This time he's going to hit the stiff arm and go 42 yards on the ground. Cleburne County looking really strong on this contest. But once again, Munford's defense would stiffen. Another 25-yard field goal. It's 20-7. Cleburne County. Munford, though, down to their final chances. Cody Clayton, INT. He's going to return this one all the way down to the Munford 5. Almost is a pick 6, but they keep him out of the end zone. That would be short-lived because Hunt would do it again from 5 yards out. Touchdown, Cleburne County. They would take a 27-7 lead at this point, and they would go on to hang on last night in big fashion. What could have been 27-7 the final. John caught up with the winning team after the game.
Munford Stadium on a Thursday night, Cleburne County and the Munford Lions tonight, Class 4A Region 3 battle, and after a 7-0 lead by Munford, Cleburne County scores 27 unanswered in the game to win it tonight, 27-7. We're here with the entire Cleburne County football team and the cheerleaders. Well, we've got the head coach, Vaughn Lee. We've got a couple of the players we're going to talk to. We're going to begin here with this guy, the fullback right here, Silas Hunt. 3 touchdowns tonight, had all 3 of the Cleburne County touchdowns. Just tell us about the game, especially short yardage when you were in the red zone.
Shoot, man, I just like to thank my linemen. They helped me out a lot, dude. I wouldn't have been able to do it without them.
Very physical game, and you brought that physicality not only on the goal line situations, but you had some other runs that were very physical tonight.
Yes, sir. Just got to run hard, break through the line. They couldn't tackle in the second level.
Here's a guy that does a lot for this Cleveland County football team, Cade Schubert. Play a little quarterback, a little wide receiver, all kind of things here. Just tell us about the team's mentality. Munford came out, scored the first 7 points of the game, and then you dominate the rest of the way.
Yes, sir, man. There's no quit in this team. I know the scoreboard hasn't been in our favor many times this year, but there's no quit. We remember what they did to us last year, and we want to do the same thing to them this year.
All right, a great team win. I love the passion and the energy. Talk about the intensity on the sideline tonight, really from the first quarter all the way to the end of the game.
I think that's the best thing about our team. We love each other like brothers, and we're supporting each other. It don't matter who's scoring, who's doing what, but we're going to be there behind them no matter if we're playing or not.
All right, I'm going to bring you Coach in. Coach Lee, a intense football game tonight, no question about that. As we talked about with your players there, bringing the intensity tonight here, is that something you preached during the week to these guys?
Well, to be honest with you, 364 days ago, they hung 50 on us. And they went for 2 there with about 2 minutes to go to score 50. And so we've played that a lot this week. And we want to show how much our program's come from losing 50 to 17 to making a statement tonight. And I think our kids, we played a lot of sloppy ball. We made a lot of mistakes. But the intensity and the effort was there. And that's the biggest challenge we had, is just bring it tonight. It's Thursday night. And let's gain some respect. And I think in the past year, I think we've made huge strides at that. We still have a long way to go, but I'm very proud of our intensity, and we really got after it well tonight.
Coach, this is a young football team. A lot of the guys who are making plays out there tonight are extremely young guys. The future's really bright. I know you still got a lot of football to play this year, but these young guys stepping up, what can you say about those guys?
We don't really worry about how old we are. We all have come in. When I got here, we were very inexperienced as a team, so we really don't care about our age. We're all gaining experience and getting after it, and sometimes you look around and realize that some of them still can't drive, but we're very happy that they take that mentality of, we don't really worry about our age. We just really want to compete for the Tigers.
Coach, speaking of competing for the Tigers, I look over here, and the whole and most of the Munford fans the Cleveland County fans are still here waiting for you to congratulate you. On the road, you had probably triple the crowd that Munford had tonight. Your fan base, incredible tonight, into the game, passionate. Tell us about the fans and support you have in Heflin.
I've been back now for 2 years, and no matter where we go, we outnumber the people on the other side, whether we're at home or away. Whether it's 2.5 hours away or whether it's a Thursday night, it's just tremendous support. Nothing but positive energy come out of those stands, and I'm proud to be a Cleveland County Tiger due to that.
All right, Cleveland County wins it tonight 27-7. Team victory, not only with the band and the fans, but we got the Cleveland County High School cheerleaders here and the entire football team. Tell us, folks, what's it like to be a Cleveland County Tiger tonight? We talk about, okay, neither one of these teams are going to be in the playoffs, but I think you saw right there in that interview and in that game and the physicality of it. Coach, you were there last night. Boy, when Munford and Heflin play, it means something. It meant something last night, didn't it, Coach?
It's meant something all the way back in the mid-'80s. I mean, there was big games back in, and they're still mean something. Anytime those two get together, it's going to be a very hard-fought physical football game.
All right, guys, we're going to dive into region play now. It is our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. We're going to start at the bottom with classes 1A and 2. I don't mean the bottom. I'm a 1A guy. That's the top. We're going to start with the lowest classification there as far as numerical goes. 1A Region 6, Winterboro and Wadley, guys, had both open dates. So they're both undefeated, and they are going to play each other coming up next Friday night. That will be at Wadley. Both teams undefeated overall, undefeated in the region, and undefeated, and both ranked top 10 in the state of Alabama in Class 1A. Fayetteville with that win last night. They're going to solidly be the number 3 team. And then Woodland and Donahoe play next week. And, that we're still decided who's going to be the 4, because if Donahoe could go in and win that game, we might have a 3-way tie for 4th. there. If
you
Woodland
imagine?
wins, they're going to win the thing. But a lot to be decided. The only person that knows where they're going to be is Fayetteville. They're going to be the number 3 team in the playoffs after that 63-13 win over Woodland. But guys, obviously one of the biggest games in the state in any class next week is that Winterboro-Wadley game.
I'd like to know the mindset of Winterboro going into this game. I mean, because you hear so much about how good Wadley is. Is it like this grand wall that you see, or is it like a former opponent where you think you can win this game? I'd like to know their mindset. I'd like to know exactly where Schuyler has these guys, because man, that Wadley team is really good.
Well, just what they've had to go through just to get to this point.
Yeah.
I mean, never play at home. They're always on the road. They practice on their game field now.
Yep.
What's left of it.
Let's go to Class 1A. We'll go to the north now in Class 1A as far as teams in our region. And, there was a lot of hype about Appalachian and Woodville tonight. Both teams came in undefeated in region play, and Appalachian blew them out tonight. So they're the region champions. Woodville is going to be the 2. Spring Garden won tonight. They're going to be the 3. And it looks like Ragland is going to be the 4 because they beat Valley Head head-to-head. So that looks like we're pretty much set there, guys, in Class 1A Region 8. But I tell you, this is a team, I'm not sure this is a Super 7 team, but this Appalachian team is a really good Class 1A football team. Not a lot of folks talking about them in the preseason or the early part of the season, but they are 9-0 now and the region champions in Class 1A Region 8. Going to be a tough out for somebody in the playoffs.
From what I've heard from Appalachian and the people I've heard that played them, said they are very talented and have a lot of speed, especially for the 1A football.
And they've got a lot of numbers for 1A, almost 50 players on the roster.
That's good.
That's big for 1A.
And look how far Spring Garden's come from losing all those seniors last year. What a great season. We saw them
a
start
rebuilding
the
year is still the 3rd seed in the playoffs.
And I'll tell you, Spring Garden, they'll be a 3 team. They'll be on the road over in West Alabama. That region that they're matched up with in the first round is not very strong. You don't want to see a Spring Garden come to town, I don't think. If you're a number 2 team in that region, seeing a Spring Garden team with the tradition they have coming in there in the first round of the playoffs. Now let's go to Class 2A, and we begin with Coosa Christian. They won the region title. Southeastern tonight, they're going to clinch the number 2. They're going to have the other home field advantage. Then it gets all jumbled after that. Faultville, Cold Springs, Susan Moore. It looks like Cleveland and West End out of it, but we still got to play some more games next week to decide those 3 and 4 spots between Faultville, Cold Springs, and Susan Moore. Coach Short, in the spring, we saw Southeastern over in Heflin at a jamboree, and we both thought this is a good 2A football team. And if they were in any other region in the state, they might be a region champion.
You're exactly right. And if they'd stayed healthy, they may be a 2nd or 3rd round team. They lost their best running back, then they lost their best wide receiver for the year, and they're still 6-2. So they're hats off to their coaching staff for what a great job they've done. Their head coach used to be at Thomasville, so I know him from when we used to go dance with each other in Thomasville.
Class 2A Region 7, we gave you a preview of this, talking about this. Pisgah won tonight. Pleasant Valley beat North Sand Mountain. Next week, North Sand Mountain and Pisgah play. There will be a lot of folks, as hard as they were pulling against North Sand Mountain tonight, they'll be pulling for North Sand Mountain next week, because that would send things into a 3-way tie if North Sand Mountain could beat Pisgah. If Pisgah wins, they're the region champion. Pleasant Valley's 2, North Sand Mountain's 3. And then Sandrock tonight, with their win over Cedar Bluff, they have beaten Section, they have beaten Cedar Bluff, they have beaten Gaston, so Sandrock would be the 4.
My question is, though, if you're Pleasant Valley, are you rooting for North Sand Mountain? Because if that's the case, it could be a 3-way tie, and then you could possibly be on the road.
Is
that accurate?
Well, there's always that possibility. So we got to look at the non-region games, and that'll take us all the way through Week 10. So, but I think at this point in time, Pleasant Valley, the one thing that they are guaranteed is they're guaranteed to be at home in the playoffs. It looks like, if Pisgah can beat North Sand Mountain.
Okay. If they're 5-0, Pisgah, if they're 5-0 in the region, that means the two losses they have with their non-region games, which are the games that can give you points when it comes to tiebreaker.
Yeah. So Pleasant Valley, we have to look. We're going to look at that, but Pleasant Valley could wind up winning this thing, conceivably. Yeah. So we'll see what happens next week. But the one thing is, just Sandrock is in, and for Tanner Nelson, his first year coming over from Sylvania, what a great job they have done. They are, they've beaten Sexton, they've beaten Cedar Bluff. They play Gaston next week. If they beat Gaston, they'll be in the 4. They'll be a big favorite in that game, and that is Class 2A Region 7. All right, now it's time for our East Alabama Top 10 presented by Awards to Remember. Guys, we knew inevitably there would be some changes. Not a lot of changes, but there was one significant change. For the first time in a long time, maybe ever, since we've been doing this, Cherokee County now has 3 losses, and they're out. And number 10, in is Westbrook Christian. Westbrook's only loss to Piedmont on the road, the number 2 team in the state.
They got a shutout win tonight.
That's
right?
Yes, that's 27-0 at home over JB Pennington. So that is Westbrook in at number 10.
And that's a great win for them because of coming off of the game they had last week. They're a lot larger school in Georgia. Overtime victory on the road. I mean, you would think a letdown, and they didn't let that happen. Coach Smith ain't gonna let that happen.
34-7. We said 27-0. That was a partial. Westbrook wins at 34-7. Number 9 in our East Alabama Top 10, Winterboro. Could change next week because they got a team you're going to see a little bit later on, Wadley, coming up. Number 8 in our East Alabama Top 10, Pleasant Valley. That huge win tonight. They stand pat. Number 7 is Moody. Again, a big win tonight. They blew Springville out 55-7 tonight, a region champion. Number 6 in our East Alabama Top 10, Alexandria, with that big win over Cherokee County tonight, a huge win. Home field advantage in the playoffs in 4A. Number 5 in our East Alabama Top 10, Central of Clay County. Handled Beauregard tonight, no problem there. Number 4 in our Top 10, the Anniston Bulldogs, a region champion. Here we go, guys. You got Moody, region champion. Central Clay County, region champion. Anniston, region champion. Number 3, Coosa Christian, region champion. Number 2, Piedmont, region champion. Number 1, Wadley, still to be determined. But if they win next week, they'll be a region champion. As we get to this part of the year, guys, we always talk about this each year. All these teams will be teams that are playing deep into November, I think.
My biggest question is, what do you do with them if they knock off them? Because they've been here all year. If they find some way to do that, do you just flip-flop them? Because they've not been beat this year. I don't know. It's just going to be interesting. I would love to see the entertainment of that and see what Winterboro could do, because I think that would just shock everybody. It would send shockwaves throughout the state if that does happen. That'd be interesting, though.
Coach, what stands out to you in our East Alabama Top 10?
This team right here, next week.
Pell City.
They're
it's a
looking forward to
non-region
it.
game.
Yes.
Now, Central Clay has already won their region.
That's right.
Pell City, this is a huge football game because it looks like we're going to have a 3-way tie in 6A6 between Mountain Brook, Oxford, and Pell City. Oxford beat Pell City beat Mountain Brook beat Oxford. So it's going to go to non-region games. And they could pick up a lot of points, could Pell City, in beating Central Clay, which could propel them all the way to number 2 potentially and home field advantage in the playoffs. That is a monstrous game for Pell City next week. That has the makings of maybe a game of the week next week. Wow. Pell City and Central Clay. The game is at Pell City at Pete Rich Alumni Stadium.
I haven't been there, but I'll figure out how to get in. Central Clay will bring a crowd. Pell City will have a crowd. And if people think that Danny Horn and Central Clay, a non-region game, have already got everything wrapped up, look, he's telling them right now, Lord, we're terrible. We can't run. We're slow. I'm telling you, it's going to be a great football game.
I'm amazed at how they've got one loss, first game of the year, to a top 10 Ben Russell team on the road. Haven't lost since. And I'm a little bit amazed at how very quietly around nobody's talking about Central Clay County.
They do it every year, though. That's the thing. Like, how do people forget? I know it's where they're located.
Yes.
But it's just they're just under the radar all the time.
And he loves it.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
And without their quarterback most of the year.
Real quick about these guys. They're basically a pick in the end zone / pass interference. There was some argument there right on that pick for being here and being undefeated along there with Anniston. So
that's how close that region is.
That's a great football team.
Yes.
And there's a lot of people now, Cherokee County, was very close to both of those. And they'll be in the playoffs. And Deshler, undefeated. West Morgan. There's a lot of, I think they play next week. There's a lot of people, though, that think there's a possibility that these two could meet again.
Yeah.
That can't happen unless it's the state semifinals. That would be Thanksgiving. And that would mean that your Deslers and West Morgans and Hamiltons and North Jacksons are gone. But this region's strong, though.
That'd be a phenomenal game to watch.
And don't count out Cherokee County.
Don't count it, as I said.
I mean, they're ahead in Alexandria scores at the end with no
Two-point
and goes
conversion.
for 2.
2-point conversion, 1 score against it. I mean, so what was Piedmont score?
24-8.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's a good football team. We'll see how they fare for sure.
Sorry, awards to remember, East Alabama top 10. Let's tell you about the Quarterback Club of Calhoun County. Great folks you want to be involved with. If you love football, you love hearing great guest speakers. Hey, Charles Kelly's there Monday night, JSU head coach, coming off a phenomenal win. They had 2 great wins. Jake Fromm will be there October 27th, November 3rd, Holly Rowe. That's as big time as it gets in college sports and college football. Sideline reporter for ESPN, ABC will be there. And then beyond that, you can be a part of, and it's exciting to be a part of what they do in the summertime with the Calhoun County Media Day. It's also exciting to be a part of their scholarship program that they do in the spring, where they give away about $20,000 in scholarships to football players from Calhoun County. David Woodard is the guy to call, 239-4481, the number you see there on the screen. We'll be back with more of After the Game in just a moment.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Our great friends at Ted's Floors and Beyond bringing you our Team of the Week. We had 2 presentations today. We're going to show you both of those coming up a little bit later on in the show. And at the end of the show tonight, we are going to name this week's Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. Ted's Floors and Beyond, they are fantastic folks. We've been telling you about how they do the hardwoods and the carpets and the ceramic tile and all that, but now they can do complete kitchen and bathroom makeovers. Free estimates. They'll come right out to your house and inspect everything and tell you, advise you, tell you everything you need to know about your plans there and give you those free estimates. Great folks, great partners supporting our schools. Ted's Floors and Beyond, our Team of the Week announcement coming up at the end of the show tonight. Back with Coach Michael Short and Chad Barnett. We had earlier in the show, my crew, as you know, was out at JCA tonight, an important conference game for JCA. Cornerstone Eagles coming in from Rainsville tonight, and even in these highlights, and we were not there apparently for the most exciting part, but these, we had a lot of excitement tonight at JCA.
Yeah, two good-looking football teams, really. You know, defending champion JCA on a 3-game skid coming into tonight. In their defense, though, they've been without their star quarterback, Noah Lee, got hurt prior to this current stretch. Back on the field tonight, looking to lead the Thunder back to win the win column. Let's see the highlights and see if that did happen. Let's go out to JCA tonight. Tommy Miller Field. It is going to be the youth night as well. And look at all the young faces out there. Having a good time. You like that, Coach? They're good at what they do. They're good at what they do. You got some of that? Can you do that moves? Those moves? You got that? Okay. All right. Fair enough. We'll check it out. All right. So to the highlights we go. Jess Nelson. He's going to make quick work of this 24-yard touchdown run. PAT's good. Cornerstone's going to be up 21-14. Noah Lee, though, going to come right back to work. This is going to be a 55-yard pass and catch to Arnez Hurd. It's going to take it to the house. They're going to go for 2. On this one, it's going to fall incomplete. So the score is 21-20 as JCA will be trailing at halftime. Go to the RO Supply touchdown T-shirts. A lot of excitement in the end zone or in the stands for that. Let's go back to the offense for JCA. Hurd with a 13-yard scamper. Going to set up a 4th and 4. Thunder going to go for it here. Hurd's going to be stopped for a 2-yard gain. Going to give the ball back to Cornerstone. So a tough break there. Cornerstone would come back to work and quickly. Colby Harrison is going to take this with 17 yards. Kind of a whoops. Still got it. Still got the first down. That's the 17-yard run. Jess Nelson, he's going to take this one himself. 35, but watch this. He's down, but he's down on top of a Thunder defender. Rolls over, goes to the house, 35-yard touchdown. Cornerstone with a big score right there. Harrison 2-point pass. This time he's going to take the snap, roll to his right, throw back across his body, tip catch, 2-point conversion is good. So Cornerstone back with the lead. But Lee would go back to work. Finding Dawson Wilkerson. Pass interference, doesn't matter. It's going to be a first down for the Thunder. Now Lee's going to go back to Hurd. This time a 27-yard pass and catch. Backs into the end zone. Touchdown, Thunder. There you see the legendary head coach Tommy Miller. Joined us earlier tonight, always gracious with his time. 2-point conversion, going to be no good. So it's 29-26 Cornerstone at this point, just out of the reach of the Thunder receiver. Going to go back to JCA on offense. So 30 yards to Brody Wilkerson, making a couple of guys miss. Big pickup by number 4. Lee's going to go back to the air again, because that's what you do when you're going to Jacksonville State next year. Beautiful pass on that one. Tight spiral to Hurd, 43 yards for the score. They're going to go for 2 again, and right off the fingertips, they would lead at that point 39-22. Didn't matter on those 2-point conversions because they go on to win the night. Big win, getting back in the win column, 46-41.
And I'll tell you, the best football player in Calhoun County that no one's ever heard of is that number 6 for JCA, Arnez Hurd.
He's good.
That guy has got some speed. That guy can play for a lot of folks. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, as you just saw in the video, the arm of Noah Lee is just incredible. Speaking of the arm of Noah Lee, let me show you something they did in pregame tonight. We got a picture of this. They presented him a plaque. There he is with his mom and dad. A lot of mementos there. I did not know this. This is a plaque recognizing that he has thrown over 100 career touchdown passes. He actually, in state history now, is number 3 in touchdown passes. He passed last week, and he added to that tonight, he passed a guy named Bo Nix with one. Is he a pretty good player, Chad?
Who is that?
Bo Nix is pretty good.
Did he play defense? I thought he played defense. Just kidding.
Did he play in the pro somewhere?
I think he's still there. Yeah. He's doing okay.
Is he a quarterback?
He's doing good.
Yeah.
Played Oregon.
Doing good.
Well, Noah Lee passed him last week with 128 career touchdown passes. I don't know how many tonight. We saw at least 2 right there, and probably several more. So he's moving up the list. He may wind up being more touchdown passes than anybody in state history, including it's all classifications and private schools and everything. But what a tremendous accomplishment there as we bring it back here, Noah Lee.
Can he graduate early? The reason I asked that question because the college level is going to be real fast. He's got a great arm, but getting timing down with those kind of athletes. Getting in there in the spring, go ahead and get an early start. I don't know if that's.
It's not just the speed, the numbers on the field that you're going to see. I mean,
he's
that's
going
to
to
be
play with
completely.
11.
It's definitely going to be one of those
Field's
things where
different width.
it's going to take him some time to adjust. I think.
That's why I thought
that's
he could graduate
for
early and
sure.
go ahead and get a start.
Yeah, that makes sense. Definitely going to take some time to adjust. I think it would for anybody.
Yes.
At that point, kids definitely got some talent though. That's for sure.
Chad, do you have a potential core sports medicine play of the night for this week?
I do.
Coach Short, his crew, they have a couple potential plays of the night. Let's show you last week's core sports medicine play of the night. It came from the Pleasant Valley Gaston game out at Shinbone Ridge at Gaston last Friday night. This is Caden Vick of Pleasant Valley. 43-yard touchdown run on, I love it, an old-fashioned tall sweep, and then an Eddie Lacy spin move into the end zone, and a touchdown from 43 yards away.
Eddie Lacy.
An Eddie Lacy type spin move.
Couple cheeseburgers short of Eddie Lacy.
Look at there, this simple. I just love the simple toss sweep.
He did. If you noticed, he had the ball in his right arm. He switched it over to his outside arm.
Coach, that's what impressed me the most about that. He switched it to the correct arm. Caden Vick of Pleasant Valley. Our core sports medicine play of the week from last week. Tomorrow morning, check us out. High School Football Alabama on Facebook. We'll decide. We got a tough decision. We're having a big powwow tonight to decide who's going to play the play of the week.
You've already seen one of them, the Aniston catch, the two-point conversion. Athletically speaking, is one of the most athletically gifted plays I've seen. You missed it, but yeah.
We got quite a few to choose from tonight.
I understand.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. And let's talk about Young Oil Grub Mart Muscle Team. The folks at Young Oil Grub Mart, they are fantastic. They have been supporting high school football here in East Alabama literally for decades. And they have locations all over this eastern side of the state, all the way from Center down to Auburn, Opelika. They're, of course, in Piedmont. They're in Southside, they're in Gadsden, they're in Alexandria, Oxford, Auburn, Opelika, as we mentioned. They're in Asheville now. They're over in Summerton, in Walker County, all over the place. Young Oil Grub Mart supporting high school football all across East Alabama. We come back, more highlights, game of the week. We're going to show you every bit of that Alexandria Cherokee County game and more when we come back.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Aniston Orthopedics, they bring you not only our comeback player of the week, but Aniston Orthopedics also brings you here our Ted's Floors and Beyond score shirts. We handed those out today over at Westbrook Christian. And, you know, when you have these scores of the game and the date of the game, especially when there's important games, like earlier in the season, Hope Christian was our team of the week, and that was their first ever win in school history, their first game in school history, and they plan on framing that, putting that up in the school, Coach, over at Hope Christian. And then I know this is going to be a special memento for Steve Smith as well. This Team of the Week shirt from Aniston Orthopedics, this score shirt, is going to be special to him as well because of 300, right?
Oh, yeah, it have to be. You're good.
Aniston Orthopedics, crazy stuff going on here, folks. Aniston Orthopedics, they have the sports medicine clinic. Volleyball still happening. Cross country still going on. Football, of course, still happening. And they have the Saturday morning sports clinic at the Tyler Center at 8 a.m. No need to suffer for the weekend, worry over the weekend, trying to get in there on Monday morning and make an appointment. You show up at 8 o'clock at the Tyler Center in Aniston for Aniston Orthopedics Saturday morning sports clinic. We have reached the Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week time. Chad Barnett, Coach Michael Short in with us. Chad's got the highlights. Coach Short was there covering the game tonight. He and Cameron Greenwood out there with all the post-game reaction. And a lot of times when you get a hype game like this, it doesn't live up to the billing. But tonight, it absolutely did.
We've been looking for this one for quite a minute now. Yeah. So you have 6th ranked Cherokee County traveling to Alexandria tonight. Big matchup with unranked Alexandria. Better record of the year. Riders have been overlooking him so far, not putting him in the top 10. Would that be the same after this juggernaut of a match tonight at Lou Scales Stadium? Let's go to the Judd Edwards State Farm Game of the Week. And there we are, the historic Lou Scales Stadium, the best place to watch a high school football game in East Alabama. Valley Cubs, Warriors, big implications on the field tonight, and we had one heck of a football game. Each side really couldn't do much with the football the first couple of drives, but this is Cherokee County taking it by the horns. Keyshawn Woods carries the ball for 17 yards and a touchdown. Ben Mosley hauling in this 15-yard pass. The college tight end will put them up 7-0 Cherokee County. Cole Wheeler to Jeffrey Beeson for 20 yards and a first down. Alexander coming back to tie this one up. Wheeler now to MJ Morris for 11 yards and a first down. And you're not going to get a better pass than what you're about to see. Wheeler picking it up and dropping it in a bucket for Morris, who gets in for the touchdown 35 yards out. 7-7 is the score. Woods now taking a handoff for Cherokee County. He's going to take this one over the left side down to the 3-yard line, and Cherokee County is looking right back to take this lead. Woods now will punch it into the end zone, making it 14-7 after that score. Could Alexandria answer? Alexandria couldn't move the chains on their possession, so they would give it back to Cherokee County. And this would be a massive play, one of 2 of these on the night. MJ Morris picks off the pass. He's going to take it back 60 yards, 60 to tie this thing up at 14 apiece. No, excuse me, 85 yards on the return. 85 yards, pick 6, 14 all going into halftime. Alexander with the ball to start the second half, and another beautiful pass to that man, MJ Morris. They thought he was hurt a few weeks ago. Everybody was concerned. Thank goodness he's not, because number 3 is all over the place. Touchdown Alexander, they're up 21-14. Woods now with the ball. He's going to carry this one 17 yards for a first down. More Woods. This time he's going to take this snap and get it into the end zone. And what do we got? We got a tie ball game again at 21. Alexander now putting together another drive. But Wheeler is picked off by Nate Black. Huge stop to this drive because Alexander looked like they were going to score again. Now Cherokee County. Woods takes a snap on a 3rd and 4. He moves the chains. Cherokee County keeping it on the ground. Hands off to Woods, and he's going to take this one to the house. So many times this year, has 6, gone for 6. Now we're at 21 or 28-21. Cherokee County leads with 6 minutes left in the game. Wheeler and company going down the field, scrambles 12 yards and another first down for the Valley Cubs. What a contest we've got here. Wheeler now hands off to Beeson, and he's going to get into the end zone for the touchdown. What do? They go for 1 or 2. They roll the dice and go for 2 and get it. With 1 minute to go, they're up 29-28. What a gutsy call by the Alexandria coaching staff. They're up by 1. Cherokee County, though, still with a shot with a minute to go. But man, oh man, how many big plays were in this game. Beeson is going to pick it off and not just go down. He's going to take it back to the house for the score. Cherokee County drops a close one.
After the game, and Coach Short here with the victorious Valley Cubs. Coach, wow, what a ball game.
Yeah, man, it's one of those. I was telling the guys before the game, I would like to be up in the stands and just enjoy this one. You know what I mean? Just to watch it and see it unfold. I figured it would be a good game. I really thought in watching film that we had more dudes, you know. But when Ryan went out with a little shoulder injury there, he's got a little AC sprain, he'll be fine. But when he went out, I knew it'd be tough on us on defense to stop their Wildcat formation. Yeah. And Coach Kelly saw it, and they were coming downhill. And that's what led to I think it would have been the same thing you'd have done. You know, on that 2-point conversion, it's kind of like if you kick it, we know we're going to overtime, and that Wildcat formation was in the back of my mind. And I said, that's tough to stop over and over from the 10-yard line. So I said, let's win this thing right now.
I had the same thought process down there in the corner because when I looked at when you call timeout, because when they first come out, I told everybody he's supposed to call timeout or try to draw them off sides. Yeah. But I looked over there on the sideline. Well, look, you have to remember, I've watched a long time. And when I looked over there at the sidelines in your huddle, there was no doubt. No. And that's when I knew, I said, they're fixing to score. And that's a testament to the community, to the coaches, staff, and just the whole school, that your kids knew they were going to win. But, boy, you got to be, you know, you moved the football tonight, and you give up some yards, but, boy, opportunistic defense tonight with all the 2 pick sixes.
Yeah, you know, that was the story of the game as it unfolded. Who would have thought MJ picks that ball with no time left? And then to watch that, I can't wait to watch that unfold on film because the transition coach from defense to immediately offense and to make that play with clean blocks all the way down and give MJ a chance to score was a huge play. I mean, it changed the whole momentum of the game. Matter of fact, we went into the locker room 14-14 thinking they got to catch us now because it's our ball. They got to catch us.
Yeah, and I knew you were going to get the ball first, and I thought that was probably one of the most important drives of the night was the opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, and, you know, that's what we talked about. Let's go down here and score. And we really missed another opportunity. Had a good play we thought called on the throwback, but you know, they were in a good defense and just happened to be there. Had to throw back covered, so Cole tried to take another shot, tried to fit it in, and they made a good play. You know, but what really killed us on that drive is we made one mistake. We ran the sweep. You know the sweep well. You know, we're running the sweep, down block, and they slanted out, and we went with the guy and let the linebacker come underneath. And that was a big play because, look, Coach, we were just going away from the sweep just to come back to the sweep. I mean, we saw the hole that was there over and over and over, and it was just, hey, are we going to get 4, 5, or are we going to get 10 here? You know?
Still old school football, Coach.
Old school.
Still Valley Cub football.
It comes down to that all day, and like I told F&N, these guys go to work every day. We'll battle every day. We're going to be a tough out in those playoffs, I can promise you.
Well, guys, you know, congratulations. Home field advantage is so important in the playoffs, and it's a big thing. But, guys, what I want you to do is we're going to pan around here and try to get every one of you on picture. But just tell us how loud you can be for this victory you have tonight.
Way too loud. They're going to hear us all the way in Cherokee County when they get home.
All right, let them know, guys. Let them know. How loud can you get? 1, 2, 3. Let them know. And that's it here from the Valley Cubs Stadium with the victorious Valley Cubs.
If you don't love high school football, what's wrong with you?
Well, they
haven't
seen that.
Right there.
That's why. They haven't been to an event like that. They haven't been to a stadium like that. They hadn't seen two blue bloods going at it, two good football teams back and forth. The problem is they haven't seen that. Because if you haven't seen that, that's the only way you have an excuse.
I agree 100%.
Right? I mean, that's the only excuse you have if you don't care about high school football. That's a phenomenal game. It's exactly what you want to do. And quick shout out real quick. Mr. Greenwood on the editing and telling the story with his video tonight. I didn't shoot that. I didn't edit that. I just think he precisely put that together, told the story with his camera. Great job on that perfect play.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
He was fighting, too, because he had batteries. We had to change batteries in
Yeah.
and out.
The first few shots, you could tell something was wrong with the camera, but, I mean, he didn't let it faze him. Phenomenal job by
And it
Mr.
was
Greenwood.
typical ball game, typical Alexandria out of Death Valley. They're packed. Cherokee County's packed. And, I mean, I was fortunate. I got to go up before the ball game and be a part of the radio show, their pregame show, and back down on the field. Because anytime I walk on that home side over, to me, I still just kind of look over my shoulder right and left and just to check.
It gives you heebie-jeebies.
So you get punched.
When I get in the dress, I get up there, but they've taken me in, and a lot of people screaming, hollering. It's enjoyable. It's a Friday night everywhere we go, but it's always just something a little special about going out there and being a part of it, because it is what high school football is about.
It's good.
I don't have a vote in this whatsoever. I'll just, before we go to break and go to our extra point, I'll just say this. I don't have a vote in all state teams, but I saw two for sure on that field tonight, and that is MJ Morris of Alexandria and Keyshawn Woods of Cherokee County. Keyshawn Woods has gotten his yards against everybody. Everybody. He's gotten his yards. That's a phenomenal. If there's better running backs in 4A football, I want to see who they are.
And the thing about for the Woods kid, everybody knows he's getting it.
Yes.
I mean, it's him, and he still gets it. And of course, that's a testament to their
But
offensive
MJ as well, though.
line.
MJ has been the playmaker for Alexander this year. I mean, and not just handing the ball off. His ability to create plays in the receiving game, that kid's a player.
Here's the thing. Take MJ Morris off Alexandria's team. Take Keyshawn Woods off of Cherokee County's team. Well, I don't think this game tonight is that impactful and that big. That's how important those two players are.
It's still a good football team, because those are great teams. But it's not quite the same.
And Alexandria's a very young team.
Yeah, that's scary.
Only about 3 or 4 that they'll lose.
Yeah, that's scary.
Impactful players. All right, our next extra point of the night, presented by State Representative Randy Wood out of District 36. Leading into tonight's games, there were 22 winless teams in the AHSAA. We talked about the unbeatens earlier. Class 3A has the most teams without a win with 6 schools. The lone team in Class 7A without a win is Tuscaloosa County of Northport. We come back. We've got more highlights still to come. We're going to take you to Etowah County and to the Creek Bank as we come back.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle and attach today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you. The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
You've been seeing throughout the night, not only when we run through all the scores, but after all of our highlights, you see the USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard, brought to you by USA Softball of Alabama. If you have an adult or youth team and you want to play USA Softball, contact Tracy Morgan, USASoftballofalabama.com. It's a great website. All the tournaments are listed there, going all the way into 2026. They play softball, folks, year-round. They're playing right now. I went to a tournament last year down at Oxford Lake, and it was phenomenal. Teams from all over the state playing in the USA Softball of Alabama tournaments, and you can go to USASoftballofalabama.com. A very big game tonight. I would expect, and our photographer Charlie Hinkle told us that he thought it was probably maybe the biggest crowd ever in the history of Barney Hood Stadium at Southside. And they've had some big crowds. I've been there to see them. But tonight, with Gadsden City coming to Barney Hood Stadium for the first time ever, it was, I'm sure, standing room only tonight, Chad Barnett. Titans and the Panthers, a little revenge in store for the Titans, and they got it tonight.
Gas City hoping to bounce back from an intense loss last week to Fort Payne. Tough loss in what everybody was calling the de facto region title game. Had to stay focused, though. They traveled to Southside, 2-2 in region play, needing a win in their final couple of games to stay in the playoff race. So both teams was something to play for tonight. Let's go to Barney Hood Stadium in Southside for the Jack State highlights and see how this one fared. The Titans and the Panthers going at it, and we are going to start off when we get to the game. It's going to be Southside deep in their territory due to a muffed kick. See the pink in the Southside uniforms for the October Breast Cancer Awareness. That's going to be a block kick. Return back for a score. Chris Butler for Gadsden City, putting them up on 7-0 in the first quarter. So a massive punt block leading to a score for Gadsden City. Southside now trying to get something started with an 11-yard run by D'Angelo Byers. And Case Clow is going to take this pass in for the first down for the Panthers. So they're starting to move the ball. But Zion Gibson with a massive play here. He's going to pick this pass off, and he's going to take this back for points. All the way to the end zone. Touchdown Titans. Big play by Gibson, putting the score 14-0 after the PAT was good. Gadsden City with a couple of big plays, not offensive touchdowns, putting them on top. Gadsden City would get the ball back after the punt from Southside. Kashawn Curry finding his way around the Panther defenders. Beautiful play, get in the end zone. 2-point conversion would be good, and it's 22-0 at that point. Gadsden City would roll tonight in a massive win. Kind of surprising the score, John. 42-7, big bounce back for the Titans.
Gadsden City, I will promise you, for 364 days, they were upset in dramatic fashion. Multiple breakdowns late in that game last year at Titan Stadium allowed Southside to pull off the monumental upset in the first ever meeting between the Panthers and the Titans. Gadsden City had been hearing about this for 364 days, and they wanted to not only go into Barney Hood Stadium and win, I can promise you, Chad and Coach, they want to go in and win just what they did tonight, win big to make a statement. They did that with that win tonight. They wrapped up home field advantage in the playoffs. Not going to be region champions. Fort Payne won tonight and to wrap up the region title, but they are going to be at home in the first round of the 6A playoffs. That's the biggest win. If you talk to the Gadsden City people, that's the biggest win of the season tonight, no doubt.
Not bad.
Well, look, I can only imagine the crowd that was there. Standing room only, all the way around. And as that camera went around one time on the end zone.
3 and 4 deep, yeah.
Yeah, 3 and 4 deep, and then I saw a concession stand, and I had a flashback.
The weave.
The weave.
And I'll tell you, the only folks that were right behind the Gadsden City fans and relishing in that interception return by Zion Gibson were Alabama Crimson Tide fans, because Zion Gibson's a 4-star corner who's committed to Alabama. He'll be in Tuscaloosa next year, and I know Alabama fans watching tonight were glad to see Zion Gibson thinking, oh, that guy's coming to Tuscaloosa. Phenomenal.
It's a beautiful play. Beautiful play. What about the weave? I don't understand.
That was the concession stand over at Southside where they had
Band director.
They had the steak.
That's right.
I couldn't help it.
I
could see it flashing.
I got you.
Okay. Flashback.
We were, I don't think, Chad, this has ever happened today, but unusual circumstances. Our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week from last week. I called Coach Jackson up at Anniston, and he said, we don't have a pep rally this week. This is after they beat Cherokee County. And he said, can you come the next week? We got a home game with Aniana. Sure. Well, then Westbrook Christian wins last week, and Steve Smith says, hey, sure, we'd love to have you, John. Our pep rally's at 2:30 in Rainbow City. So Chad very graciously stepped in. He went to Anniston. I made the road trip over to Rainbow City to both pep rallies today. And so we're going to look at some video and some pictures from those Team of the Weeks, our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week pep rallies and so forth. If we can look at that right now. There we go. Chad, there you are with Cole Sterling from Ted's up at the Performing Arts Center at Anniston.
Had a great time. And I tell you, I stayed the whole time. I didn't just give out the T-shirts and the trophy. I stayed for the entire process. And it was a lot of fun. I will say this. It's the most exciting pep rally that I feel like I've ever been to. They got the band involved. They got the students involved. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for having me out there.
And then there's the Ted shirts being held up in black to match the black jerseys that Westbrook has with their entire team at Westbrook Christian. This is the captains with that Awards to Remember Tough Guy trophy as they accepted that over at Westbrook. Appreciate the hospitality over there today. Also at Westbrook today, we presented Brody Blevins with his F&M Bank Player of the Week from last week. And going back a couple of weeks, we presented the defensive line with their Young Oil Grub Mart Muscle Team shirts. So we were handing out all kinds of stuff, not to mention our Anniston Orthopedic Score shirts over at Westbrook today. Here's our final extra point of the night, presented by State Representative Randy Wood out of District 36. This is special to me because of the business we're in. AHS Director of Communications Ron Ingram announced his retirement on Monday. Ingram has served in his role for 18 years, with his last day being December 31st. Ingram began an all-state football team, guys, as sports editor of the Dothan Progress, which eventually became the Alabama Sports Writers Association's all-state teams for football, boys and girls basketball, baseball, and softball. Ron Ingram did that. Ingram also helped create the ASWA Mr. Football Award in 1982, a program that later added Mr. and Miss Basketball, Mr. Baseball, and Miss Softball. Ron Ingram did that. Ingram is an inductee into the Wiregrass Sports Hall of Fame, the ASWA Hall of Fame, and the AHSAA Hall of Fame. Ron Ingram did that. The Alabama Sports Hall of Fame presented him with the Mel Allen Media Award, the highest award they give in 2017. And Auburn University recognized Ingram as the Alabama Community Journalist of the Year in 2012. And we could tell you a lot more about what Ron Ingram has done for high school football in the state of Alabama. Great guy. There's only one, Ron Ingram. Congratulations, Ron, on a great career. We're aiming to have Ron on the show with us, maybe even as early as next week. We're going to have Ron Ingram here with us on the show and talk about his career. There's nobody that knows sports, high school sports in this state, and I'm not talking about just football. I'm talking about all the sports, than Ron Ingram. We'll be back in just a moment.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit Debit Card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
Farmers and Merchants Bank bringing you our Spirit Scholarship. Voting is underway. It's been underway for about an hour for the Spirit Scholarship. They also bring you our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week. We'll be announcing that next week. Be watching for that. And over 110 years in business, they have given over $33,000 in scholarships to local high school students just in the last 7 years. 5 locations to serve you: Piedmont, Anniston, Jacksonville, Oxford, and in Center. One more round of highlights to go tonight on this Football Friday night, and that was a 3A Region 6 battle at the Creek Bank at Ohatchee. The resurgent, I tell you what, Glencoe and Asheville, it'd be tough to decide which one has surged more this year and turned it around, but certainly those are the top 2 in East Alabama. Chad and Coach, Glencoe tonight, another impressive win on the road to the Creek Bank.
It's like you read my mind on these lead-ins, because my lead-in is Glencoe Yellow Jackets enter Week 8 on a scorcher, arguably the biggest turnaround in East Alabama in 2025. Glencoe has won 4 of their last 5. The last 2 weeks they put up 56 and 46 points respectively en route to blowout victories. Let's go to the Oxford Lumber highlights and see how this one took place down at the Creek Bank. And it's a good night for the Glencoe Yellow Jackets. We get there in the second quarter, 6:27 to go. Glencoe's up 28-2. Ohatchee's going to find a way to put this one on the ground. Glencoe takes advantage, picks it up, and then Isaiah Young is going to do the rest here. Couple of juke moves, puts his foot in the ground. He's going to go to the house. Touchdown Glencoe. This would put him up 35-2 after the PAT. Would be good. Glencoe now back on offense. They're going to go to the ground this time. Jalen Hunter, who's been one of the stars of the Yellow Jackets this year. He takes that one, believe it or not, for 35 yards. Then Mintz finds this 30-yard touchdown pass. PAT is good. Score is going to be 42-2 at this point. Ohatchee trying to do something here. The ball snapped, fumbled, picked up, scoop and score. Wayne Nowak, touchdown. PAT is good, making the score 49-2 at this point. The final, as Glencoe puts up 70 tonight on the board. Huge win for Glencoe. There's nobody that has turned it around better, in my opinion, than the Glencoe Yellow Jackets. 70-16.
Yeah, 70-16. And, you know, we were talking earlier about teams like Spring Garden, like Cherokee County, like possibly North Sand Mountain, teams that are going to be on the road in the first round of the playoffs. That could be a lot of trouble for a first round game at home. And Glencoe is another one of those. Glencoe is going to be the 3 team out of Class 3A Region 6. I'm telling you, they match up with Region 5. Whoever winds up being that number 2 team in Region 5, I don't think that's just the kind of team you want to see coming to town, the Glencoe Yellow Jackets in the first round.
Some of your best matchups in the first round is your 2-3 matchups.
Yeah.
Over the years, it's been some of your best games.
Guys, tonight, let me tell you, I was at WM Grocery over in Heflin today to pick up our food that we serve to our staff and our guests and our coaches and things like that. WM Grocery, Piedmont, Heflin, Wedowee, and in Roanoke. Catering, if you want to talk catering, catering is what WM specializes in. They're going to be catering a Fellowship of Christian Athletes event that I'm going to be a part of next month at the Oxford Civic Center. And I can't wait, because every event that I've ever been to that WM caters, the food has been phenomenal. And let me show you this setup tonight. Look at the, everything's kind of picked over.
No, go back to that lasagna.
Yeah, lasagna.
That's legit. That was so good.
Garlic rolls. Some roasted vegetables, some tossed salad, cookies, home-baked fresh cookies.
I don't know what those chocolate cookies were, but they were insane. They were good.
I'm going to have to admit,
oh, here we go.
when he brought them in today, I snuck one of them white chocolate macadamia cookies out. I thought they'd be gone.
Y'all had to wait till like 9:30. Coach was at 5:30 getting his cookies.
I got a cookie.
WM Grocery tonight just outdoing themselves. And you can have that same setup for your event. I've been to many events that have had the catering with that exact menu right there with the salad and the lasagna and the bread and all that. Contact WM Grocery. Ask for Miss K. She will set you up. When we come back, we're going to run through some regions, and we're going to announce our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week and close it out on this Football Friday night.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Winding things down on After the Game, coming to you tonight, winding things down from our Sound Solutions Media Center at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Anniston. Time for our Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden Region Rundown. We're going to go 3A all the way through 6A. 3A Region 4. Glenwood tonight beat Lee Scott. That was basically the region title game. So it'll be Glenwood 1, Lee Scott 2. Randolph County, I think they still need to beat Beulah next week. That is, they got Beulah next week. That will be for the 3-4 as it looks in Class 3A Region 4. Now let's jump to 3A Region 6. Not nearly as complicated as it was last year. Piedmont at the top there. I think technically they've still got to maybe win one more game to wrap that up. Westbrook Christian sitting there at 2. But basically it's going to be this, barring monumental major upsets along the way, which, by the way, Glencoe and Piedmont play October 31st, Halloween night. So keep an eye on that one. That's the reason that Piedmont hasn't wrapped up the region title yet. We could have all kind of chaos in this region if Glencoe were to go in and beat Piedmont. But the top 4 are going to be Wellborn, Glencoe, Westbrook Christian, and Piedmont. Wellborn basically they still got Westbrook and Piedmont, so they're still in this thing too. Mm-hmm. That's the top 4. What order those 4 are going to be, we're going to find out in the next 2 weeks. Let's go now to Class 4A. Class 4A, Region 3. Booker T. Washington beat Bullitt County tonight. Hanley won tonight. Next week, guys, it's winner take all. It's going to be in Tuskegee, Hanley and Booker T. Washington for the region title.
I'm going with Hanley. I've seen them both. It is.
Handling another quiet team sitting down there at 8-1. Bullitt County and Tallahassee, looks like those are going to be the 3-4 teams in that region in Class 4A Region 3. Now we go and look at Class 4A Region 6 coming north in that region. Anniston, of course, has wrapped up the region title. Alexandria will be the 2. Cherokee County, they beat Asheville head-to-head. They have beaten Hoax Bluff. They have Asheville next week, and then Aniana White Plains. So basically, you've got next week, Anniston's 1, Alexandria's 2. Look at this. Cherokee County and Asheville playing next week for what? 3 and 4?
I mean,
right?
could you imagine if Asheville were to do that?
Kevin Moore would be unbelievably excited if that happened. He's already excited. He gets to go. He got another week, but he gets to go to a playoff game.
Yeah.
Now let's go and look at Class 5A now as we get into the larger schools around East Alabama. 5A Region 4, Central Clay County's already won the region title. Valley is going to be the 2. Elmore County the 3. Beauregard is going to be the 4 there in Class 5A Region 4. Class 5A Region 6, the big game is next week. This is a monster game. Moody has already clinched the region title. But Jacksonville and St. Clair County play in Odenville next week. That is going to be for the 2-3. Leeds is locked in at the 4. But the big game next week, home field advantage certainly at stake. Guys, that's a big one, Jacksonville and St. Clair County.
You're traveling a couple of counties over. You hope the officiating is on your side.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, my goodness, you just never can tell.
And Jacksonville coming from what there was, I still go back to the Alexandria game.
Yeah, it's still impressive that they're even here.
Yes, without the injuries.
I know it was a 7-on-7, but at the FCA 7-on-7 at McClellan this summer, I watched the championship game between Jacksonville and St. Clair County. As far as athletes go, very even. It came down to the last play of the game, so expect a very tight game next week. Now let's move to Class 6A. Talk about chaos. Clay Chalkville, they've got the thing won. 2, 3, and 4. Oxford's got a Thursday night game with Huffman. Going to assume they're going to win that one. Mountain Brook, Pell City. Pell City is done. They're 4-2. Mountain Brook, they should win next week. I think they've got maybe Shades Valley. So what's more than likely going to happen, barring unbelievable upset, is we're going to have a 3-way tie for second between Pell City, Mountain Brook, and Oxford. Head-to-head won't matter. It's going to go to non-region games, which is for sure going to take us in to that last week of the season. And that's going to be Oxford playing Florence. You got Pell City. They're done with region play. They've got Central Clay County and Southside coming up. And then Mountain Brook, they got a lot of points because they beat Homewood and they beat Demopolis. So they got a lot of points there. But a lot to be decided, guys. There's going to be a lot of scoreboard watching coming up over the next 2 weeks in that region, especially for non-region games.
So right now, just by looking at just doing the math here, it looks like Pell City and Mountain Brook both have 2 wins at a conference.
That's right.
And Oxford only has the 1.
But Pell City cannot count Coosa Christian because you have to be within 2 classes. But if the key here is Pell City to have any chance of having home field advantage in the playoffs, they got to beat Clay Central.
Yeah.
If they don't beat Clay Central, then it's probably going to wind up Mountain Brook being the team with the most points. Then it goes back to head-to-head, which would be Oxford. That would drop Pell City all the way down to 4.
And Pell City, them country boys from Central Clay are coming to the city.
It's going to be a big game. It's a non-region game, but a lot on the line next week.
I tell you, 4-4, show me a team that's got as much talent as Oxford. I think that they're going to put it together. I think they're going to make a run. I really do.
They should be favored in these next 2 games with Huffman and Florence both at home. Let's go to Class 6A Region 8 now. Fort Payne wrapped up the region title. Gadsden City is going to be the 2, and then you got Buckhorn, Southside in there. Buckhorn beat Southside, but there's still a lot to be played there. There's a game there. Gadsden City still has Mae Jemison in there, so we'll find out what happens. Southside battling to try to get into the playoffs. We'll see what happens there with the Panthers, but Fort Payne 1, Gadsden City 2 in Class 6A Region 8, and Southside trying to climb their way into it.
I think of Fort Payne all the time because I hear of kickers in the pro football.
Well,
I
they
hear
ju-
them in
they're-
college football.
A
and
Fort
they're
Payne
identified-
kicker just won the Thursday night game. But
Yes.
the Bengals just, I mean, he just,
And that's the way.
They're brothers.
That's the way, basically, that they won the game with Gadsden City last week. They had 3 field goals in the game. 9 points came from that game. All right, it is time now for our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. So we always ask, who's going to get that Awards to Remember Tough Guy trophy? Who's going to get those Ted's t-shirts? Who's going to get the Anniston Orthopedic Score shirts? Well, this is a team that was involved in a huge rival game tonight, one of the biggest rivalries in East Alabama. This is a team. There it is, the Alexandria Valley Cubs, the team of the week from Ted's Floors and Beyond, with that big win over Cherokee County tonight out at Lou Scales Stadium, Larry Ginfield, Death Valley in Alexandria. The Alexandria Valley Cubs are Ted's Floors and Beyond team of the week. We got shirts and a big trophy coming to Death Valley next week. Short, Chad Barnett, our great team tonight. Thank you so much to all of them, and thank you for watching after the game. We'll see you back here next Friday night at 10 o'clock.